is the Big O Show. This 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 is the Big O Show.
There's just one place where you can drive the new 2025 Acura RDX for only $399 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
There's just one place where you can take $10,000 off the 2025 Acura MDX. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house!
Get out of the house! Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
We're celebrating a new year with new savings at Toyota of Hollywood, the official #1 volume Toyota dealer. Save big on a 24 Corolla, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. We're bringing you deals that strike fast and hard at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt and Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt and Rayom can help.
There's just one place where you could drive a new Acura ZDX for only $239 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Good afternoon, boys and girls. Yes, sir. It is Thursday. I am frozen. We are here at actually warm Hialeah Park. This is like one of the few days where I walk into Hialeah Park and it's actually colder outside than it is in here. You know, I always keep this jacket in my car because sometimes I got to wear it in here because sometimes it's like too cold. But today it's like, wow, dude, it's a little warmer here than it is out there. Jesus, man. That is hurting. But anyway, we are here. We are having some fun. We got some stuff to talk about. Got a lot of juicy stuff to talk about. I didn't think we'd have too much juicy stuff, but we got some juicy stuff to talk about today in the world of sports. So it's good. By the way, on the Crypto Bro Show side, no major real news came out. I mean, the Lummis stuff, I don't know if I'll be able to do a show tonight. Why? I got a Kansas concert tonight. I must carry on my wayward son. You know, so I have priorities in life, and music is definitely a priority. So I am headed to a Kansas concert right after this. Actually, the wife is going to meet me here, and we're going to go to go see Kansas. I think I think they're at the Seminole Coconut Creek Casino. I think it is, if I'm correct. I think that's where I'm going. Let me see. Where is it? Let me see. I'm pretty sure it's the Seminole Coconut Creek Casino. Haven't been to a concert there in a little while. I like going there, by the way. That's a cool place to yes, it is the Coconut Creek Casino, the 23rd. That's tonight. So awesome.
The way you looked at your watch, I thought maybe you had the wrong date.
No, I looked at the watch and make sure the 23rd.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I saw it. I was like, uh-oh.
I mean,
there's going to be a crypto brochure tonight because the concert's tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I posted 23rd on the thing. I wrote 23rd here. You know, I'm pretty sure it was 23rd, but, you know, I just want to kind of like, you know, because I think they're coming for a second concert like somewhere a little farther. I think that's what it is. If I go back to the tour dates, right, they're in Immokalee on Saturday, I'm sorry. So I could, if I really wanted to like go crazy Saturday night, I can drive up to Immokalee and see them a second time. Would I do something that crazy and stupid? Yes, I would, actually. Yes, I would.
With the music, yes.
Yeah. Plus, I'm a friend of the band. That is one. You know, how many times have I had a Kansas member on my show? You know, I can have Kansas members on the show. I didn't do it this time. You know what? I should call him and maybe see to promote it for the Immokalee show. Help out there. But yeah. So I'll be jamming at Kansas tonight. If any of you are going to the Seminole Coconut Creek Casino, I will be there to hang out and jam. Say hi. You'll notice who I am, because you see it here on the show. So, but I don't know who you are. So you got to, reach out to connect. So, and I'll be wearing, no, I'm not switching any hats. No, I'm staying with the boss hat probably. Yeah. Probably stay with the boss hat. Why not? I can spread the word there, enlighten people, wake them up. Like I've been trying to, that's all. Trying to reach people. By the way, remember, many ways to support the show. You got to hit that like button. That is first and foremost. Please, please, please hit the like button. We appreciate that immensely. You can also make a donation, Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. You can also make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which those are our favorite donations. We love those. Cash App or Venmo, use the QR codes that Sean will show you there, of course. And you can visit our phenomenal sponsors, like here at Hialeah Park, where they have a $100 no-regret first bet. Okay, so look to use the QR code there for the $100 no-regret first bet. You've got the AFC, NFC championship games going on. We will try to give you our selections. Steve Calabro, hopefully we will see him later on, and he will bring the wise guy picks, which will be good. So lots of ways to contribute, participate on the program, and we always appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see Oscar Rojas is number one. He's smashing it in Melbourne. Captain Saki says miserable weather we are having. At least we can enjoy the best show, period, from our cozy homes. Tarpon Springs in the house. Thank you, sir. That's very nice of you, Captain Saki. Jamie Zoria in San Jose. Thank you, sir. He's hoping everybody has a great week. Cosa Nostra. He says, if mountains are not moved to prevent Tyreek the Quitter Hill from coming back, the Dolphins will be the same predicament. You got to give up on that already, bro. That's ridiculous talk. Just let it go. He's coming back. That's it.
Your problem is that you don't have a coach that can keep players in check. NorCal is in the house. My score predictions for the game: you got Chiefs 30-23 over the Bills. You've got the Washington Commanders over the Eagles 24-20. Over and under, refs blow 7 calls in both games combined. All right. By the way, he put Redskins there. You know it's coming, right? Executive order. I just thought about it. When he put that there, I thought of Trump right away. Like, what's going on here? Let's bring back the Redskins, Executive order of the NFL. You must change it and all that kind of stuff. It's coming. It's coming.
If they make the Super Bowl and they do the change right there, they come out as instead of the Washington Commanders.
Or if they lose the Super Bowl. You lost the Super Bowl because you weren't the Redskins. Change it. Okay? And that's what they're going to do. They're going to do that. Right at halftime. Right, they're down by 5
as the Commanders. Yes. They come back out as the Redskins and win the Super Bowl.
Down by 5, 10, 15 points, whatever it is. Yeah, exactly. And at halftime, they all come out. They've got the Skins logo, all that. And then they make a comeback in the second half. Joe Gibbs is like hanging out, He's got a headset on just like in NASCAR.
Yeah, he'll be able to be there. Yeah, because that'll be in between the Clash and before the 500.
So he's going to be in the coaches' boxes up there. He'll have a headset on. It'll be a NASCAR one, but it don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
He's talking to the players.
Right, he's talking to them. That's it. We solved it. We created all the drama you need for the Super Bowl. Okay? Executive orders and all. One-Eyed Jack is in the house. Lots of great crypto and Bitcoin news. Yes, sir. Jeff in Long Island in. Think Blue Dodgers. Gus, Florida boy. Chris Duquette, Brian Landis, Giovanni in North Carolina. Yeah, boy, the weather up there. I mean, it's cold here. Up there, got to be insufferable. Robert T. Caroon. It's so cold. Deshaun Watson inappropriately touching people, but only to keep his hands warm. Okay, well, at least there's a positive out of it, right? Chris Duquette, you should have checked out my boys in Non-Point in the Culture Room on the 18th. Badass. I've seen Non-Point before, by the way. It's not like I haven't. I've seen Non-Point before. And yes, Gus, we are all dust in the wind. Let's see. Jaffrard. I don't know. How long? Big O. I don't know what that means. Are you asking a personal question, sir? Stony Stanley. Oh, how long till the point of no return? I got you. Said, how long? Yeah, I got you now. No. Okay. Let's see. Consider that like button hit. Thank you, Dave. That is very kind of you. Thank you for supporting. That's it. That's how you support, dude. Big O, that hat looks like you're sporting the Bruins, but I know it's Bitcoin. Of course. Let's see. So it's all about the green. Bitcoin creates all that green, baby. It's so cold here that politicians are actually keeping their hands in their own pockets to keep them warm. Brett, there you go. Boom. I like it. The Mighty Ducks moves come out in new old uniforms. I like the Mighty Ducks that were on the New Orleans streets. That was the best thing. Just watching them skating and playing hockey in New Orleans. That was just awesome. They got hit, one place got hit by 8 inches of snow. Did you see what happened in Mobile? Their arena caved. Well, they were demolishing it anyways, but the roof caved in of the entire arena. It's not like a huge arena. It's like a 7,000 seat arena or something, but it's been there forever. It's an old arena. Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, it's even smaller than that. Okay. The Hertz Arena is actually bigger than that. Because that one's a hockey rink. This is like a little basketball arena, you know. But yeah, it caved in, dude. Yeah, it caved in. I mean, it's just.
Did you see the frozen alligator?
Yeah, and he's moving.
Yeah, he's trying to open his mouth, but
it's like he's moving.
Trying to break the ice.
I'm like, I feel bad for the dude. I want to break him up, but then are you going to eat me? Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on a second, bro. Okay, if I free you, you're going to leave me alone.
I really thought it was one of those at the end. The thing was just going to open his mouth and then go attack.
Right. Like, you got to look at, deal. I didn't put you in here, okay? I'm going to crack ice and haul ass. Don't chase me. That's the only thing I'd be torn. Like, I want to free the thing because that's no way to die, bro. I mean, it's no way to die. And I don't know if they can do that shit where they can go hibernation and low. You know how what animal is it that does that? That they can in certain times that they can like stay hibernated in a cold atmosphere and low temperature, and they're almost dead, but they're not really dead. And then they can. I forgot what animal it is. This is shit that's floating in my head, but I know that there's something like that does that. Anyway, maybe it's politicians. Okay. Bears, they're the ones? Wow, ground squirrels, chipmunks do it? Okay, that makes sense. Okay. What else? How's it going, Big O and Sean? What are your NFL picks this weekend? I will give you that. What compensatory picks will Finns get for Wilkins after all? Green Line, I don't know, my brother. Supposedly, it dropped from a third to a fourth because of the injuries. We'll see if that's the case. If they lose Weaver, they don't get anything because it's only 1 year. They have to lose the GMs, and they didn't lose any of them. That would have been the third round picks for that. And then I don't know, they should get a third for Rob Hunt. They should get a third. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to talk out of place when it comes to that because I don't really know the whole formula. It is a confusing type of formula. And I'd just rather wait till they come out and tell us we have this, we have that, and then we'll talk about it. You know what I mean? But at the moment, I can't figure that out, Jaffrard is in the house. Let's see. Brett Dodger is in. How long has this been going on? How long has this been going on? Oh, yeah, I like it, yes. I had a chance when I took my wife to Paris for our 25th wedding anniversary. That week, Jesus, now I'm brain farting. The lead singer from Ace, the Mike and the Mechanics. Jesus, how could I forget him? Anyway, I love his work. And he was actually performing, but it was like 70 miles away from Paris. And I would have to then rent a car because I didn't rent a car when we went to Paris for like 5 days. We didn't rent a car or anything, actually. We were walking, or if you had to do anything on a train or a subway, you did it and whatever. Actually, we never even took anything like that. We stayed pretty much in the city right there pretty much the entire time. We didn't really go anywhere for the 5 days that we were there. So I was going to go see him in concert. I don't know why I am brain farting and forgetting this man's name. And anyway, so I wish I could have seen him because I know he would have done some of his solo stuff, Ace, and he would have done Mike and the Mechanics. So it would have been really, really cool if I would have been able to see him. You're looking it up? Oh,
we actually will get a compensatory for Deshaun Elliott also.
Yeah,
but it'll be later.
It'll be late.
There won't be anything that'll affect anything.
Yeah. There might be a couple. Let's see. I just logged into my Coinbase and saw they're advertising Trump coin. Big O. How much are we investing to become billionaires? I don't touch meme coins, and I never tell you, I would never tell you to go buy it or not or whatever. That's just a lottery ticket, a gamble. So that's all I would tell you. Brian Landis, thank you, sir, for the love. Enjoy Kansas. Thank you. Now, it's not Mike Rutherford. Mike Rutherford is the man for Mike and the Mechanics, but it's the lead singer. He was in Squeeze, bro, and he was with Ace and Mike and the Mechanics. Jesus Christ. Somebody help me, bro, please. Mike and the Mechanics, Squeeze, and Ace. You could just look for the band Ace, not Ace of Base, just Ace. Paul Carrick, thank you. There you go. Thank you. Paul Carrick, thank you. I don't know how I can forget Paul Carrick. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so he was in concert. I've never seen Paul Carrick in concert. I saw Mike and the Mechanics years ago. I never saw Carrick alone. I never saw Carrick with Squeeze. And I certainly never saw Ace. But to see Carrick alone, then I would see all of that, which would be cool, but I didn't go. Long story short, I decided not to rent a car and drive in a time of, it was more about a 25th wedding anniversary, So, yeah, I actually had priorities that day. Yeah. Dinner on a glass boat in the Seine, not a concert. Dinner in the Eiffel Tower, no, not a concert. Go to the Louvre, you know what I mean?
Sneak in gold and everything else.
Huh?
That's the day you snuck in the ring, right?
Yeah, I snuck in the wedding ring in the Eiffel Tower, yes. Through 2 checks, thanks to the security people who played it off with me. So it was good. It helped me make the 25th wedding anniversary very special. So yeah, I was kind of in anniversary mode the entire time. It could that music part of me, I could not do that. And she tells me all the time, we should have gone. I know you like him, and I like his music too. I like all the music you've played of him and this and that, and because she's so selfless, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, nah, dude, no. I had to stay away from my normal loves. Yes, from my one love. What up?
I was like, you could just excuse yourself to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Honey,
come back 2 hours later.
A lot more than 2 hours, bro.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, it was 75 miles away from where we were at. It was like, you and I
well,
didn't
you drive, you'll be there in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. But I have to still go rent a car, right? Like I'm leaving, I have to go rent a car to then drive there and then drive back and return the rent a car. Yeah, no, it's gonna take a little bit. And the concert.
Could have wrote notes to the waiter saying, "Hey, find me a car." All this stuff.
That'll take so long. My wife will think, "Oh shit, 25 years was the cutoff. This man disappeared." Oh, let's go. Alligator lift their noses out in freezing conditions on purpose. They'll be okay. No, but no. He's trapped in the ice. Oh, it is? No, I saw him completely inside the ice. Now, if there's an air bubble there, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's an air bubble and his nose is right there with the air bubble under the ice, but the dude is trapped under the ice, like completely. You're like, poor guy. You want to free him. Oh, yeah. So he busts up and then comes back down.
You're right. There is somewhere they're fully covered.
Oh,
over,
I saw it fully covered.
Where there's different
So
ones.
is it the same gator?
Oh, I don't know.
Now you're screwing with me now. That doesn't make any
There's different photos.
I'm saying they're screwing with me now.
There's a bunch of different videos, so you may have seen a different one of
yeah, the one I saw, the bitch was trapped.
Yeah.
Trapped. Like ice right over him. He was trapped. And there was no sticking out. That was different there. I think they're messing with this now. Now I'm not going to believe any of it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Ace actually opened for Yes when I saw them in the late 70s. Nice job, Brett. And of course, I am wearing a Yes shirt today. Nice job by you, Brett. I figured I'm going to a Prague concert, and I have some Kansas shirts, but I figured let me wear a fellow Prague band, and I'll wear a Yes shirt to a Kansas concert. Just for a little fun, just to kind of keep it in the genre, as they say. Actually, been having fun watching Miami Heat basketball when the kids are playing. I agree with you. I'm with you there. I look forward to watching the game later tonight. I saw Kansas in Puerto Rico in the 80s. Opening act was a band called Shooting Star. Nice. And you've got what I need. Yeah, baby. My favorite song from Shooting Star is what's the name of it? That it has all those changes in the music. It's in the first album. Man, I can't believe I'm forgetting my damn favorite song in the damn album of Shooting Star. I can't believe how could I forget the name of that damn. Here we go. Discography, first album. Track listing. Where are you at? Last Chance. Damn it. Your last chance to believe in yourself. Your last chance. Yeah. I mean, I know all the damn words. It's just, anyway, whatever. But, yes, I love Shooting Star. Saw them several times here in South Florida. Saw them at the Sunrise Musical Theater. I saw them at the Hollywood Sportatorium. I saw them open up for Molly Hatchet. I think Cheap Trick at the Sunrise, I think it was, or something like that. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe it was Kansas also. Maybe it was the same tour for Kansas. Yeah, might have been the same tour for Kansas too. Might have been. But I love Shooting Star. I've actually had the singer from Kansas, Ronnie Platt, is the former singer, not the original singer of Shooting Star from my favorite song and favorite album of theirs, but he sung with Shooting Star. That's how Kansas found their singer, from Shooting Star. So, yeah. And by the way, what was it? What was it that Ronnie told us when I had him on, that he was trying out for Survivor, and that he almost got the gig for Survivor. So anyway, what else do we have? Do you believe Weaver will get a head coaching job? Well, Utah Fins fan, if New Orleans is smart, I'd hire him. Now, can Weaver build a staff and all that? That's the thing that none of us can ever answer for any coach, pretty much. That's the real untested part. But if you don't like the way he carries himself, you got a problem, because I like the way that guy carries himself. He looks like a coach. So I hope we don't lose him selfishly, to be quite honest. I'd like for him to stay here because maybe he can become the guy, you know what I'm saying? But God, I hope they pass on him. Let's just put it that way, because Mike McDaniel's not very good and he needs all the help he can get. The Dolphins are hibernating as we speak. Captain Saki does have a good point. They've been doing it for 40 years. They've been stuck under the ice for 40 years. I think one reason alligators survive the dino extinction is their ability to conserve energy by not moving and eating what is near them. Well, that's why I'm not freeing you from the ice. All of a sudden, I'm freeing you from the ice and I'm near you. Yeah, no. The ice keeps you a distance. Thank you. Okay. So once you pass away, then I'll take out the ice and then lift you up, have some gator bites, and a new pair of shoes. How's that? Oh, and a belt. So that's the way it'll go. Right? A little salty. Anybody had any gator bites? I like gator bites. They're good. They're good. There's this place on 8th Street. It's a barbecue place. I forgot the Hickory Barbecue or something. I forgot the damn name of it or something. I forgot the name of it, whatever. But it's like on 8th Street and 160th. It's before Chrome Avenue. And that place has alligator bites, and they do a really good job. So if you ever want to try some gator bites, you can do it there. Walk-ons, where Sean and I go a lot, and we broadcast from, they have gator bites, and they do a really good job with their gator bites too. Okay. But I imagine that the people in 8th Street are catching the gators right in their backyard. Yeah, that's it. The Pit Barbecue. That sounds right. That's it. The Pit Barbecue. That place is an institution. It's been there for 40, 50 years. Okay? And you go on weekends, it is packed, bro. Families are there, all kinds of stuff going on. They get a lot of action. I never hit it on weekends. I always hit it on weekdays. And sometimes when I do it, when I feel like I'm in the mood, I'm coming back from Acura Pembroke Pines. I go back through Chrome Avenue, and I come down 8th Street, and I come right there. Boom. Park, get my gator bites, and go home. So there you go. Let's see. I've never seen Billy Idol. We may go in May at Amarant Bank. Yeah, I heard about Joan Jett and Amarant and Billy Idol. Can I say something here just out of curiosity? And I love Billy Idol to death. How are they going to sell the Amarant Bank Arena? Billy Idol and Joan Jett? That seems like a really big venue for them at this point in time. I've been watching Billy Idol at like the House of Blues nowadays. Places where there's only a few thousand. That you can see him at a festival. Like I saw him in West Palm Beach a couple of years ago, but that's an entire festival that he's at. When he's on his own, maybe he can play the Pompano Beach Amphitheater. Something like that. I don't think he's there anymore where he can play big arenas. Now, does Amarant Bank cut it off? Like, how do they have like? I remember once I went to Amarant Bank. It was whatever the BB&T or whatever the hell name it was in those days. I went to see Donna Summer, and they only had a portion. Remember, they used to call it the Sinatra Theater, right? And they called it the Sinatra Theater. And so she performed like it was like a half. So I'm wondering, is that what they're doing? Do they still do that at Amarant Bank? Because I have a hard time believing that Billy Idol can fill Amarant Bank Arena. That one's a little odd for me. Limited seats available, it says. I have a hard time believing that, but hey, man, maybe there's a lot of people like this gentleman. Oh, I've never seen Billy Idol, and then this is their chance. So he still sounds good, by the way, and Steve Stevens is kicking ass. So it's going to be. Now, Joan Jett has lost her fastball, just so you'll know. She doesn't have any power in her voice anymore, and so that was one of the things that really carried her voice. She doesn't have it anymore. Yeah. What? $176.
They're going for $100 in the upper 315 area.
In the 315 area, 100. Oh, yeah.
Which is up top in the Emerald Bank. So.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. All good. I've seen Billy a lot of times, and for a lot less. I've seen several Billy Idol concerts for that amount of money. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm going to pass on that one. That's a little too much for me, right there. And only one of them is still rocking. Joan is, it's one of those things. If you haven't seen it, go ahead for the novelty. All right, let's rock and roll. It looks like he's there, right? Anthony Chang is ready to go. Let's talk a little Miami Heat. And some guy, Jimmy Butler, with, of course, the man that covers the Heat on a daily basis for the Miami Herald. There he is, Anthony Chang. How you doing?
Good. Long time no talk, Big O. How are you?
Very good, my brother. Can't complain. I'm enjoying Bitcoin at 105. I'm sure the last time I had you on was probably somewhere in the 40s or something. Who knows?
Yeah, it's been a while, probably.
Yeah, probably. So, having a good old time. My sports teams don't give me a lot of entertainment. Although I got to tell you something. I really love when Jimmy's not around. I really like watching the youngins play basketball. You know what I'm saying? By the way, What the hell's that buzz? It's over there. And what do you got? What do you got? A bee in there? What's going on, Anthony?
You hear buzz still?
Okay, now it's gone. It's gone.
Sorry.
But lately, when he's not there and I can watch the young guys, it's fun, dude. I'm good with the good, the bad, the beautiful moments, the struggles. I'm good with all of that. I have no problem with development. I have no problem with going in that direction. I actually find it fun, dude. You know what I'm saying? The other night, the first 3 quarters were just, gut-wrenching and just, and then the fourth quarter was fun as hell, dude.
Yeah.
And they make a run, and if Larson makes that basket and Jovic, dude, they got a shot to win the damn game. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, I don't know, man. It's really frustrating. It's frustrating their philosophy. It's frustrating the Jimmy situation. I'm frustrated for the kids. And I'm mostly frustrated for Eric Spoelstra, who doesn't deserve any of this shit, dude.
Yeah, I think that's the shame of this all, is this a championship team? No.
No.
Is it a title contender? No. I think that's obvious, right? But they do have a really interesting young core. And this could be a fun team to watch, if they really lean into the young guys. And we've seen that in Spurs, especially during Jimmy's suspension, like you said. And we'll probably see that again this trip while Jimmy's out again. So they have some pieces here. I mean, Khalil Ware is a really good story. He's shown a lot of upside at 20 years old to do what he's doing at 7 feet. He really looks like he has a really valuable skill set for this team. A guy they really haven't had in a long time.
By the way, he has more dog offensively in him than Bam does. Sorry, but that's just the case. He's hungry to score, where Bam is he's a passive offensive player, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. That's his nature.
He's a different type of player. Type of player.
Yeah, I love his all-around game. That's why I call him the super role player. But when it comes to scoring, this league, you need to score. You got to impose your offensive will. This kid, bro, and he's a neophyte. He's an embryo. Wait till he actually learns how to dribble, and he
puts on some weight too.
Yeah, he puts on some weight and all that. So wait till they actually get him for several off seasons. But the natural dog is already in the kid.
Yeah, no, I agree. And you have Nikola Jovic, who's
another natural dog who's got a lot of growing to do.
Yeah. But you're seeing it. You're seeing his improvement little by little, incrementally. You see the flashes. There'll be a game where he looks great, another game where he shoots 1 of 10. That's going to happen, right, for young players. But you see the upside. Jaime Jaquez hasn't been the best year for him, but we've seen it, especially, when Jimmy's out and he's playing in that role, probably a role more suited to his game.
Poor man's
more of the Jaime Jaquez we saw last year. Yeah. So it's a shame because it's kind of everything on the court right now, whether it's the young guys, even Tyler Hero. even Bam Adebayo's shooting struggles has kind of gotten overshadowed by Jimmy, because that is the story of this team. That is the story of the NBA right now. So yeah, I think that's where we're at. Obviously most of us are still going to watch the game. I have to cover the games, but really what people care about at this point is what is going to happen with Jimmy Butler.
I'm disappointed in Mickey Harrison because I think the team should have done the right thing from the get-go, and it's what I tell Ira when he comes on every week. You should have told him to just go away. Just go away, bro. And Ira said, well, Mickey's paying him. Too bad, bro. Bite the bullet, bro. Bite the bullet. You signed him, right? I'm one of the few in the media that can say, I said it. Don't give him the extension. Enjoy your run. It's over. You failed to get that star next to him. What's coming next is not good because he's getting older and you're going to have to carry more of the burden. You failed. You didn't get the star, but man, you more than it overexcelled in everything with Jimmy. You should have parted ways. So now the owner really needs to step up and just tell him to go away and bite the bullet. If you got to pay him or whatever, or deal with the NBA and the players union on the side. But what you can't do is pollute the environment, bro. And you're polluting the culture also. You can't get back to Heat culture until you get rid of this guy, to be quite honest. You can't reestablish it again until you get rid of this guy, because it's like watching the 3 quarters the other night and then watching the 4th quarter when they're all flying around, they're killing themselves to play offense and defense, and you're like, that's Heat culture right there, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I understand why they brought him back the first time after the suspension, right? Where they said, you're going to rejoin the team if you're still on the roster. We're not going to pay you to stay away. We're not going to pay you $500,000 a game to stay away, right? But I don't know how this can continue going on. If he's not traded, let's say, by the February trade deadline, and this continues to happen where he's suspended every few games and he comes back. I don't know.
Phoenix Sun shoes and everything.
Yeah, I don't know how this is sustainable, and I know it's a philosophy they have of we're not going to pay a guy just to stay away. My bigger thing, I think at this point is they obviously didn't give Jimmy the extension that he wanted in the offseason. They knew that it was very questionable whether they were ever going to give Jimmy that extension, right? Depending on what was going to happen this season. They know Jimmy's history of with his previous teams of kind of making it a little messy. So why not be more proactive in trading him this offseason, right? And I don't know what the market was. I don't know. Maybe they tried. I don't think they really, had made an effort to trade him. I think they wanted to see this year out, see if he would play out the year, see what would happen in the offseason, see what happens with the option. But this is not shocking that this is happening. Jimmy's done this pretty much everywhere he's been.
Right.
And he didn't get the extension he wanted. He knew he wasn't happy. And now this is happening. And it's happening to the Heat. So I think just knowing the history, knowing you weren't going to give him the extension, they probably should have tried to trade him in the offseason to avoid, what's happening right now.
Problem is he doesn't have value like he used to have anymore. Because, see, for me, Anthony, I'm a little bit more brutally honest, or at least I'll just say it like it is. I think he's a fucking con artist. I think he can't play Jimmy Ball for a month or two. His body will break down. And I think he's trying to con somebody into that extension because he knows deep down inside. And that's why he's doing all this charades and all this stuff, because he knows the Heat's going to suspend him. Then he knows the Heat is going to keep on the sidelines. And so he doesn't have to risk. And when he's playing, notice he's not really playing real Jimmy Butler defense and contact and all that. Why? Because he's trying to preserve his body. Because if he gets injured, and by the way, that's another reason why the Heat should not play him. You're trying to trade him, bro.
Sure, it's risky.
Why would you keep playing an injury-prone player? You know what I mean? And my thing all season has been, hey, you see how Tyler's playing? All right. If he continues to play well up until the trading deadline, somebody's willing to give you, now's the time to get off the gravy train, baby. Learn how to get off the gravy train. That kid has never stayed healthy. And by the way, my theory with Tyler, he's playing so hard to prove Pat Riley wrong, but that body can't write those checks, baby. That body can't write those checks, so you better watch out. It's about learning when to get off the gravy train, and they don't know when to get off a gravy train. And guys get old on them all the time, and they don't know how to get off on the peak. And that's what they should have done with Jimmy. So this offseason, what value did he have after 2 years of not playing in the regular season and then the disastrous postseason that happened? And the 2 years straight, you're no more than a play-in team with him. There's not a lot of people. And right now, according to all the people that cover this, it seems like the Suns are the only idiots that are willing to give him this contract.
Yeah, I do. I'm not saying his value was great this past offseason, but I have to think it was better than it is now, right? With all this going on. The Heat have very little leverage at this point, only because they know everybody knows he doesn't want to be there. Like the value couldn't have been as bad as it is at this point, right? Where they're kind of backed into a corner here, and yeah, they don't have to trade him. They could play this out the rest of the year, but do they want that? Right? I'm sure they don't. They'd rather trade him if they can. So I mean, that'd be my only point. And to your point about Jimmy preserving his body, he's done that. This is nothing new, right? I mean, he's done that now.
But he has to do it now in order to try to sucker somebody into that deal. He couldn't sucker the Heat into it because the Heat were like, yo, dude, you never play here. You never practice. You're like, we're not paying you. They finally got to that tipping point. So now he's trying to sucker somebody else into it because he really can't be Jimmy Butler anymore. I truly think he can't be Jimmy Butler anymore for extended periods of time. I do think if Jimmy's traded this year, let's say he goes to Phoenix, I do think he's going to play great. I think he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. I'm not saying he's going to play great when he's 37, 38 years old, but I do think he's going to have a chip on his shoulder, and he's probably going to play awesome, like playoff Jimmy style. And I don't know if he's going to play awesome, but will he stay together on the court to be able to play on? That's the part I challenge, that his body will not respond.
Can't do it over a sustained stretch anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, and we'll see, right? I mean, because we have not really seen it the last few years because he's been so in and out of the lineup, and we really haven't seen him play 30, 40 games in a row the last few years. Even in the playoffs 2 years ago, when he had that great run, he turned that ankle against New York, and he stayed on the court. He finished the playoffs, but he wasn't the same guy after he turned that ankle. Against Boston, the Eastern Conference Finals, Caleb was kind of carried that team along with Jimmy playing good, but he wasn't, Jimmy of turning into Michael Jordan like he was against the Bucks. And then against Denver, Jimmy didn't have a great series either. So yeah, I mean, that is the question, but I do still think Jimmy has some of that in him. Now, like you said, how much does he have? That's the question. But he could turn it up.
Yeah, but he's asking you to pay him like
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
Okay.
For years, when he's 38 years old, to me, yeah, $50 million. Yeah, that's
he's asking you like,
there are many teams that are going to do that.
No, you can't do that every night. So that's where. So if they don't come to a trade, does this end up where he becomes the dick and he picks up his player option and forces to stay on the team next year, and it makes it even harder for them to unload him and all that other crap? I mean, is that where we're headed?
It could. It's an option he has. I mean, this is going to be, if he's still on the roster after the deadline, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how he's going to handle the rest of the season. I don't know how the Heat are going to handle the rest of the season, knowing he's going to be on the roster for the next 3 months. How is he going to deal with his option? It was kind of before all this transpired the last few weeks, the thinking was he was definitely going to opt out. He was leaving. But now there's a sentiment of, well, we could opt in and use that as a tool, right? And kind of put the Heat in a corner and say, well, we're opting in. This is a $50 million salary. The Heat could also say, that's fine. That's an expiring salary. Teams like expiring salaries, especially for a guy who they think can help him. With Jimmy at that point still in his career, maybe some would say he's not worth max money, but he's still a very good player. So the only upside for the Heat, if he does that, is he's an expiring contract, just like Kyle Lowry was when they got off of that. That is a valuable thing in the NBA, especially an expiring contract that big. But yeah, it's going to be very, very, very intriguing to see how this unfolds if he's still on the roster after the deadline. Right now, I think the focus is just trying to get a deal done before the deadline. And I think the Heat's thinking is, as it gets closer to February 6th, teams will start to get more serious about making trades. That's usually what happens, not only in the NBA, in every sport. I think things will start to pick up a little bit. As of now, even after that Phoenix trade a few nights ago where they got those picks, nothing seems imminent. Nothing seems imminent. Kind of still in the same spot we were a week ago, 2 weeks ago, where Jimmy doesn't want to be with the Heat. The Heat are trying to find a trade, but there really has not been much traction in talks.
So he sabotages, his image, his career again by doing all the shit that he's doing now. He sabotages his window and the team by convincing them of Kyle Lowry. Riley gets half that blame for being stupid for signing Lowry and still being in love for the guy because he also had an affinity for him. So we have to blame Lowry besides Butler. But Butler did want him here, so he sabotaged his own window here. Something that, Screamin' A seems to forget when he mentions, and tries to defend Butler sometimes. It's like, bro, you don't mention that he brought his best friend here to sabotage his window. You know what I mean? Because that's a star. And then he sabotages this movement here because since he only wants the Suns, from what you guys are telling us in the media, on the basketball side, is that he told other teams, don't bother. I only want to go to Phoenix. I don't want to go you. So Memphis, who might be interested because they're young, can't really get involved. And because he won't go there. You know what I'm saying? So
the only team I was told that he wouldn't go to is Memphis.
Okay,
now,
but that's an option. I mean, but that's
for sure.
That's,
that would be an option. They have assets that the Heat would probably like, and it'd be a lot easier to get a deal done with Memphis than Phoenix right now because the Phoenix is position about the same apron.
They don't have anything.
And it all comes down to Bradley Beal. They could have a deal done, lined up with 8 teams and this complicated deal. And Beal could be like, nah, I'm good.
I'm good.
And that's it. So it's just, Jimmy would love to be in Phoenix. Phoenix wants Jimmy, but it's just not that easy. And you know what? I think this kind of been overlooked. The owners in the league kind of put this in place where they limited player movement. And that's one of the reasons it's so hard to get a deal done. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, before all the aprons, Phoenix would be able to combine salaries to make this deal work. Now, because they're above the second apron, they can't aggregate salaries. It has to be a one-player trade. And that means they can only do it to match salaries with, only players that have to match salary with Jimmy is Kevin Durant, which they're not going to trade. Devin Booker, which they're not going to trade. And then the only person left is Bradley Beal. 3 years ago, it could have been Nurkic, Grayson Allen, and another player to make it work. You can't do that anymore. So
it's interesting, huh? Mathematics.
Yeah,
everything is mathematics. See, we overprint the dollar, and it goes down in value because you keep flooding the streets with more dollars and more dollars. Bitcoin, well, there's only 21 million. Its finite approach makes the money actually grow.
Yeah.
Well, we used to be able to have lots of flexibility in the NBA and all that kind of stuff, and there used to be all these dirty ass trades and these wink deals and all that with what Ure or whatever was the name of the little guard. Hey, wink.
Udra,
all that kind of crap that's gone on forever in the NBA. And all of a sudden they figure out the mathematics to limiting what they would do because they were tired of super teams. They were tired of people being able to put together 3 players and then that's it. They dominated the headlines and the wins and everything else. So it's just interesting how mathematics changes everything in the world.
It changes the way you can build a team. I mean, we've seen it already. And yeah, back in the day, you'd be able to put Beal, Booker, Durant, and Butler together if you can find a trade with other pieces of your roster. Can't do that anymore. It has to be one of those big name guys. That's who you have to trade for, Jimmy.
He had LeBron, Wade, Bosh, and added Ray effing Allen.
Yeah.
Because that's he wasn't a superstar at that moment, but he's a Hall of Famer, bro. And
he's a super bench player. Yeah.
And he has the biggest shot in Heat history. He owns the biggest shot in Heat history. So it's just like, it's funny how it works out. And by the way, you go back and look at the teams that Riley used to have. He had a whole bunch of studs on his team too at the same time. So yeah, it's just it's crazy how they have limited everything now. And this also, but again, if Jimmy doesn't work with you, because he's not, and he's trying to manipulate the entire thing. And if you're the Heat, you gotta stand up for yourself at times, and you can't allow him to step all over you.
I think that's what they're doing right now.
With the whole bullshit of, the truth will come out. Bro, there's no truth coming out, nothing, bro. You've been lazy for 2 years. You don't play in the regular season. They don't want to pay you because you don't play. There's nothing to hide here. The Heat is the same organization they've always been. Put in your work hard. Doesn't matter if you work in the ticket office. Doesn't matter if you work in the court, and it doesn't matter if you work in the film room. Everybody in that damn organization works, bro. That's why it's a great organization. That's it. Bottom line. There's no truth to come out. This team, I've never seen a Riley organization get stepped all over a player like this. Never.
I think they're trying
agreements. There's been disagreements, and then you part ways, and that's it. But I've never seen players publicly go out and embarrass the organization over and over. Wade never did that. Shaq never did that. What happened between Shaq and Riley happened behind the scenes, and then it came out after, whatever, and then they parted ways and it was gone. But it was just, and he had his parting shots, remember? To the trainer and to the
Chris Quinn
and all that other stuff. Right, but those were parting shots. This has never happened in a Riley organization. Never. Bro.
It's different times too. I would imagine if social media was a thing back in the Shaq days, that might have been a little uglier, right? It might have been a little different. But yeah, to your point, I do think this is something that he have never faced. And I would say this, yes, it's not great for the organization. This is something they have not dealt with before. He is really putting them in a really, really difficult spot. But I do think the Heat just not rushing into a trade or just not doing a trade to do it.
Right.
It's kind of like the Heat standing up for themselves. It's like, look, you can do whatever you want, but we're not going to just do a deal to do it. We'll try to make one happen, but we're not going to do it unless we think it helps us moving forward.
Right.
And I think that's their way of saying you could continue to wear Phoenix Sun shoes, missing a team flight, saying stuff in the media that you're not happy here, but we're not going to just make a trade to get rid of you. So yes, it's not great I think both sides have handled it poorly, to be honest with you. I think both sides this for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the Heat have been perfect by any means, but I do think that is their way of standing up for themselves, is they're not going to rush into anything.
Yeah. No, I listen, the last 10 years for Riley has not been good, bro. He's lucky he has Spo. He's damn lucky he has Spo, because the decisions that organization has made over the last 10 years since the Big Three, it's been bad, bro. It's been bad. And yet they've had a ton of success because of that guy. You can give him scrubs and he goes 31-10 in the second half of a season. This guy just makes wine out of water, constantly. And I know that if you got rid of the cancer, if you extracted the cancer and gave him all these young guys, he'll make something out of this, dude. He'll make something very respectable out of this, and we'll find out about some of these young guys. But you got to give him at least an environment, and I'm tired of you shoving him with Whiteside and doing all this other stuff that you've done in the last 10 years, that it just, dude, bro, you gave him a bunch of scrubs, and he made the best out of it. Now he made the best out of the Butler era, and now he's got to deal with this. I'm kind of, I'm not saying ever for Riley to step down or anything like that, but it's very Shula-esque. It is very back-end Shula-esque. And he's got to get the shit straightened out, bro. They've got to start making better decisions. They've given away first-round picks. Their foundation for this is why they, now people want to, like I heard Screaming A again, oh, we got to find out why stars aren't going over to Miami. No, moron, stars aren't going to Miami because these idiots keep ruining their cap space and they keep giving away first-round picks. That's how the game is played. You want your stars? Have a bunch of first-round picks and have cap space. You know what the Heat never have? Cap space and first-round picks. That's what they never have. So that's why I say if you can get something for Butler, great. And I've been saying, Tyler, if you can get a couple of picks for his ass too and he's playing, get him. You need to reset. And now that you can draft, if those picks are draftable, then draft them because you're hitting on guys. If you can package them for a young player, go ahead. But you need to get liquid and move on because people are making shit up here. Like they're not coming here because they're afraid of Riley or that. No, the mismanagement of the front office is why they're never in position to land any of these guys.
Yeah, there's a reason why stars haven't come, and it's because you can't. It's really hard to get stars with cap space now. Not that he'd have had any lately, but it's really difficult because these guys have big incentives to re-sign with those teams, and then like Damian Lillard, or I believe Donovan Mitchell did it too. Like they basically asked for a trade once they've signed that contract because they got the incentive of signing the extension with their current team, and then you have to have assets to trade for that star. And there have been stars that wanted to come: Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, but they just don't have enough to get a deal done. And that's why I think this trade is so important with Jimmy if they can get it done. Because this is not going to set you up to win a championship. This move, you're probably going to get worse by trading Jimmy. You're not going to get better by trading a guy like Jimmy. But it's the move before the move. It's kind of setting you up. It's like you said, restocking your draft picks. Now
so you're a prisoner of the moment also with Tyler Hero? You're going to come out with me on the island?
No, I mean I think Tyler. I don't think you could just strip it down. I think Tyler's having a really good season, and I know you were right about Jimmy a few years ago.
Brother, I'm on a roll.
You are. You have been right. I give you credit, but I just can't go there.
Xavier Howard had 10 interceptions.
Yeah.
And I killed the Dolphin Nation. I said, trade him right now.
I've heard it. I'm a fan.
Okay. He had 7 interceptions
to you all the time. I know you've been right.
And Tyreek Hill, I told the Dolphins this year, don't guarantee him that money.
Yeah.
And they guarantee him that money. You must know when to get off the gravy train. I have no idea why you think this Tyler train is going to get better. I'm not exactly sure. You just got a little sign with the groin injury. I'm just saying, dude.
I mean, he's improved a lot this year.
It's your fault. It's your fault.
Why?
You show him.
January 14th, you had an article about how durable Tyler Hero is.
He's back tonight. It was one game. He's back.
What is wrong with you? You're so typical of that broadcaster. Well, he's hit 47 free throws in a row blindfolded. He can't miss. Clank. There you go. Oh, he's hit 404 field goals straight from 82 yards. He can't miss. Boom. Shank.
Yeah. Funny. I did the interview with Tyler, and at the end, I'm like, look, I just hope you don't get injured tomorrow because I don't want to be the chase. I'm sorry if something happens, but it's not my fault. Don't blame me.
Immediately when that came out, I blamed you right away. Without it happening, I blamed you before the groin injury
because you knew something was coming.
I said it on the show. I go, you see what Chang wrote today? I mean, is that not the kiss of death right there?
Yeah, it was a good story. It was a good story.
I didn't say it wasn't a good story. I'm just saying it's a kiss
I know.
of death. No, but seriously, I like the kid. I know he's a fantastic kid and all that.
He is a really good guy. Really good guy. And he's worked. I mean, you got to give him credit. Like he took on that challenge from Pat and he has used it as motivation. He's put together, honestly, I think he deserves to be an all-star. I don't know if he will be because of the Heat's record, but you look at his production, there aren't really many guys other than the superstars, the starters that are going to be in the All-Star game that are putting up the offensive production that he has this season.
The kid
he's having an all-star year.
He can score. He's a scorer. Okay. And he's not necessarily a volume bad.
No, he's efficient.
Yes, he's an efficient scorer. You know what I'm saying? So that's the good thing about him. Overall, I'm not exactly sure. How is he in clutch?
I don't know the stats off the top of my head, but just by going through the season, I mean, he's had a lot of big fourth quarters. And look at those Detroit games.
Clutch seconds, like down in the stretch.
Yeah.
He's missed a few too. That's why
he's missed a few, but he's hit a few.
He's hit a few and he's missed a few. I listen.
Yeah.
Just for me, I'd be terrified to keep him. And right now, his salary has now, because they're gone out of control, his salary's not crazy. So he becomes even sexier to somebody. And if somebody gets somebody injured and they're a contending type of team and they need somebody to help them score, they might be desperate enough to give you a couple first rounders where you would have to give up a first rounder to get rid of him just 2 years ago.
We'll revisit this conversation in 2 years when you tell me you're right again, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's too late then. It's no fun then. It's
But
not
to your
fun.
point,
Dude, this is not fun that I'm having because I'm
I know.
right. Because now I gotta watch Tyreek do this stupid shit when they could have just cut him now, and now they're stuck with his ass, and all these Dolphin fans think, oh well, maybe we could trade him. No, bro, the cap hit would be so brutal they can't. And then the Butler thing, it's like, man, come on, So I don't have fun with this. I don't need this Butler talk for. I know it's great, like drama and all that.
Oh no, I'm done with it too. But
Yeah,
I'm
maybe you and me. I know the general media will love this shit, dude.
yeah.
They're gonna love this soap opera. But you know what, bro? I'm born and raised here. I actually want the Heat to be great. I actually want the Dolphins and the Marlins and the Panthers and the Dolphins and Inter Miami to be great, to be honest with you. So I don't really, the drama stuff, I have to talk about it, but it's
Sure.
not something I enjoy, bro. I don't enjoy this shit. I'm sorry.
I like writing about basketball, and I feel like I haven't written about basketball in a long time.
Yeah.
You
My
know?
talk show in general is hardcore sports talk. It's not really
Yeah.
fluff talk. I don't do that kind of stuff, dude. That's I don't do the fanboy talk, and I don't do just the hatred talk. That, hey, let me just go come up with something controversial just to throw it out there. No, that's not what I do. So it's just, I don't want this, bro. I want this to go away.
I just don't know if it's gonna go away. That's the question. When will it go away? Will it be tomorrow? Will it be in 2 weeks? Will it be in 6 months? At this point, I don't know. I think everything's on the table.
Okay,
So,
last thing, and I've
yeah.
taken way too much of your time. If he wants to opt in, and they know he wants to opt in, but he also knows that he has to use them for a sign and trade.
Yeah.
Okay. So how does this work? Because if you keep trying to manipulate the situation, you won't get your sign and trade where you want to go. So do you just want to be a dick and hang out here for next year, getting paid $50 million and do nothing and not really play basketball? Because maybe it might be $50 million that you might be on the side because they're like, no, we're not going through this again.
Okay. Yeah.
And so what are the options there? Because they're going to want to get rid of you. But again, the Heat are smart. At least they've gotten smart. They don't want to take in bad deals. They want to be able to get liquid as soon as possible, from what I'm understanding, correct?
Sure. And a sign and trade will only happen if he opts out and then signs a new contract with the Heat.
Right.
And then they trade him.
So he has to play nice there.
Yeah, if this goes into the summer and there's a trade in the summer, it's probably going to be with some cooperation from both sides because they kind of need each other, or he needs the Heat to help facilitate a deal to where he wants to go. And
right,
the money.
Nobody will have the cap space to give him that money.
Right.
He literally has to use a sign and trade.
Yeah, that's another interesting. Like, there's so many layers to this. Is that like they probably are going to need each other in the summer, and somehow make this work where both sides get something out of it. But again, I think the focus right now, like we've been saying, is trying to get a deal done before February 6th. If that doesn't happen, then we move on to, okay, how is this going to work? What's going to happen? What are they going to do for the rest of the season? Is he going to opt in? Is he going to opt out? Because, even if he opts in, I just can't imagine that he will be on the roster next season. To start this in opening night, I would be shocked. I would have to think that they'll find a way, even if he opts in, that they'll both find a way to get something done where he's elsewhere next season.
Yeah, and more minutes for Pele Larson, please.
Yeah, more minutes for Pella, more minutes for Jaime, more minutes for the young guys, right? This was
Jaime for sure, so you can grow into that Jimmy role. But there's some about Pele Larson I like, bro. There's some dog there. I like guys that have that natural dog. He's got natural dog, bro.
I mean, when Eric Spoelstra says he's an elite role player before he even plays a regular season NBA game, which he did in the preseason, he called Pele Larson an elite NBA role player. That's impressive. Is like maybe some people see that as a dig, but second round pick for arguably the best coach in the NBA. I know you think he's definitely the best coach in the NBA. To call him an elite role player.
Yes.
That's impressive. That means there definitely is something there that the Heat sees.
He's the best coach in the world. He's the best coach in Heat history.
Yeah,
okay?
I don't think anyone would argue that.
Not the best general manager, not the best franchise creator. No. The best X's and O's
X's and O's
coach
Yep.
that has ever happened in the Heat organization. Pat Riley's number 2, bro. This guy's number freaking 1. What I've watched this guy do in his whole career with all these different teams and different styles and different people, and he wins and he adjusts to everything. This is the blood clot years. Right now, what's going on? Jimmy on, Jimmy off, Jimmy on, Jimmy off, Bosh on, Bosh off. Like this is same shit, dude, that's going on. And he doesn't deserve this, bro. He's the best.
It's a very difficult situation, and the Heat are 500 right now and might be heading to the play-in for the 3rd straight year. But yeah, one of the biggest bright spots is you still have what many people think is the best coach in the NBA. Not only you, general managers think that. A lot of people around the league think that. Players think that. So
he proves it every night, bro. Please, he proves it every night. And by the way, they can draft now. So go get a bunch of picks, and you have the best coach, and he'll develop them. Or use the picks for a young star, whatever. But go get picks.
They're valuable. And I was going to say that obviously Eric Spoelstra deserves a ton of credit for the Heat success in the past few years. Jimmy Butler deserves a lot of credit for the Heat success during this era. Right?
Sure.
But Adam Simon and the scouting department, they've really done a great job of hitting on those picks the last 4, 5, 6 years. So
where they screw up is in the trades. Where they screw up is in the free agency part of it. But the
asset management is what you would say.
Yeah, the asset management has not been good. That's got to be. But again, that's Riley's whole thing, that he wants to walk out into the sunset with the championship. And maybe by taking a slower approach, he might have gotten there faster. But now this whole Band-Aid approach is just not. It's just not working, bro. They need to change their ways, bro. All right. Follow him on Twitter, Anthony_Chang. Catch him at the Miami Herald. What do you got going on in the Herald?
Yeah, obviously I have a story up on Jimmy's latest suspension and the fallout from that. And tonight I'll have something on when the NBA All-Star Game starters are announced. Obviously, I don't think any Heat player is going to be an All-Star starter this year, but kind of spinning it forward of Tyler Hero's chances to make it as a reserve. That's kind of the next question. Those will be announced next Thursday. Head coaches select the reserves. So that'll be interesting, because if LaMelo Ball is voted in as a starter tonight, as an East guard starter, which he's number 1 in fan voting, that's probably going to be bad news for Tyler, because that's going to take up a spot for him that I don't know if LaMelo would even make it as a reserve, right? But if he's a starter, that takes up one of those guard spots. So keep an eye on that. While the Heat player won't be a starter tonight, keep an eye on if LaMelo Ball is a starter, because that might make it tougher for.
Is that all social media? Is that LaMelo's social media? Is that what that is?
Yeah, and he has a lot of highlights, and fans see that, and TikTok and all that stuff. Even I'm too old for TikTok.
It's not about substance. It's not about substance. That's why.
Look, he's a talented player, right? He's a talented player. He puts up numbers, but it's not a great team. And so I think most people are surprised number 1 in fan voting. Does he deserve to be, receive consideration? Sure, he's talented, but
consideration, but not 1.
Yeah, right, for sure. The starters, I think guards should be Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson. I think that's pretty obvious. So we'll see what happens tonight.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff, Anthony. Appreciate you as always. Thank you for the time, my man. Have a fantastic evening, my friend. Enjoy the basketball if it's played.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll find out soon. Thank you, Big O. Good talking to you.
There you go. Thank you. Anthony Chang from the Miami Herald talking a little Miami Heat basketball. Appreciate it as always. Yes.
Barry Jackson.
Reporting.
Yes. UM and Notre Dame get the Sunday night ABC slot Labor Day weekend at 7:30 live from Miami Gardens.
All right.
Mario Cristobal will be all eyes on me.
Marcus Freeman is so much better than him as a coach. It's not even close. It's not even close. Not even close. That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. I don't know if they have a decent quarterback coming up for Notre Dame. And if they do, then we'll see. But that is one impressive cat. Just like the folks at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Have you seen Larry Schlossberg and that impressive dealership? Yes, sir. Number 1 volume sales dealership in the USA in Acuras. It's right here in your backyard at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 and Pines. We've got the customer appreciation sales event going on right now, and you can get your ZDX, get electrified, $449 a month. The Integra 2025 model, $339 a month. The RDX, also 2025, $399 a month. Both those vehicles, you can get 3.9% financing for 60 months. And, of course, the MDX Tech, that thing is just absolutely beautiful. They will take $10,000 off the MSRP. Get down there, check it out. If you own or lease an Acura, by the way, their service center is absolutely amazing at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Right. Senator Lummis just says the Bitcoin and crypto race is on and America will win. All right. I like it. Just please announce the reserve already. All these President Trump signs crypto executive order to create a national digital asset stockpile. There we go. It did it. 49 minutes ago, apparently. I did not see this. Yeah, he was at the Davos. But he didn't mention in the Davos. I saw the entire thing.
No. He said they said that he's going to
in the Davos. He said the AI crypto capital of the world. Yeah. That I saw. Yes, trust me, bro. I'm watching all this shit. I'm watching all this shit.
That's what I saw. I didn't see anything about him.
So finally, President Trump has signed a crypto executive order. So let me ask you. Let me see what happened. What happened to Bitcoin? Did it get a little pompous? Yeah, baby, it pumped down from 105 to 103. I love it. All right, now they start buying Bitcoin. Ooh, it's beautiful. Maybe Spo is lucky to have Riles. No, I'm going to go with Riles is lucky to have Spo. Yeah, I get what you're saying because he found them and developed them and all that, and that's a great job by Riley. Just like with Stan and Jeff Van Gundy, two terrific coaches that under his, tutelage, as they say. So, yes, I have no problem with that. But right now, Spo is the most important person in that organization. I mean, I'm just being honest, Straggling for Dolphins hope, maybe get us an elite O-line and we can believe again. Yes, those are the obvious. The Heat has no assets, that's why. Exactly, Josh. And they got to start to develop assets. Tyler has criticism, but he's playing well. Where's Jimmy? That is true. But I do need him to get into the All-Star because that creates more value. Now you're trading for an All-Star. Give me another pick. Big O with the receipts. You know it, baby. You know it. We've been on a roll. We know when to get off the gravy train better than some of these teams out there. I'm just saying. Pele plays really, really hard, doesn't he? I love watching that kid, man. Love watching that kid. There's some about him. I want more time for Pele Larson. I like this draft class, man. Khalil Ware, Pele Larson. I like it, man. I like it. Big O, thanks for Ondo tip a year ago. Nice returns. Oh, this is nothing, dude. You got 6X right now. This ain't shit. You got it at 22 cents like I did. You and I are gonna feel 40X, 50X. Yeah. That's my prediction. I'm not a financial advisor. Okay. But he says, you're brutal when you bring out the receipts on the riders and they do the humana. You call it with X. Tyreek, Lawrence Phillips. I hope the Heat included the Jimmy Butler trade with his shitty coffee shop. Oh, his coffee shop. That shit's going down with a quickness. It's gonna go down faster than my prediction. And I did it before all this stuff hit the fan. Breaking news from the future. Kevin Durant is tired of Jimmy Butler. That is good, Mr. Carson 305. I like that, dude. That is very good, very creative, and very true. That's probably what's going to happen. So Trump signed the crypto executive order and it went down. That's fantastic. Ray, thank you for the love on Venmo. He gave us some love on Venmo. He goes, happy cold Thursday. Get some Caspa so you can become an Aquaman. There's only one Aquaman, bro. And that's Ocala Joe. Tell you, Ray, Ocala Joe's going to be hanging out with us out there in Panama and Costa Rica. You'll see. We'll all be having, but you know, the good thing is, Ray, that you and I will be hanging out with Aquaman. So it's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? So it's all right. I'll never be Aquaman, especially on Caspa, but I'm going to hang out with Aquaman. So you, me, and Ocala Joe, Ray will enjoy a cigar overlooking the Pacific Ocean. You know what I'm saying? A good life. That's all. And now that Trump signed that strategic reserve, holy moly, I love it. I love it. And by the way, you saw that it said crypto assets. So they're going to add maybe Ethereum to it. I'm not going to say maybe. Trump owns like 70 million of Ethereum. I think Ethereum will be a part of it. XRP is going to be part of it. I'm pretty sure. HBAR could be a part of it. So we'll see. Trump coin. I can't wait till that ETF is approved because there is no doubt in my mind that a Trump coin ETF will be approved because nobody has the balls to deny that ETF. Are you kidding? What are you going to do? Tell the president his ETF can't, and that president? Get out of here. So that'll be funny. I mean, not that I'm going to be invested in it, but yeah. What else do we have? Yes? Yeah.
Somebody also made a meme coin for Ivanka.
Oh, yeah, but it's not hers.
And said, yeah.
I have nothing to do with that. So, by the way, Ivanka, she's come out and like, no, this has nothing to do with me, this, that. The Trump and the Melania coins is part of the Trump thing, but that Ivanka coin is not her. And she came out to say, hey, I'm not there. I'm not part of this. And those things are take money from hardworking people and all that kind of stuff. Good for her that she got out in front of it. Yeah. She looks like she's actually kind of normal out of that clan. That's the one that kind of looks kind of normal. Anyway, I hope the Heat included the Jimmy Butler trade. Oh, that's right. Breaking news. I got that. The crypto bartender. That is me. I am the crypto bartender. I am here to serve up some crypto news. Trump coin's down? How bad? How bad is the Trump coin down? Let's see.
It was written January 23rd, which
no. It's 34.93. Yes.
It's down further than that.
Yeah, it's down 10.5% today.
It's down 50% from its all-time price set last weekend.
Yeah, it's only been out for a week.
Yeah. This had it at $36, which was down 6%.
Yeah. It's a shit
they're
coin.
saying that because Ivanka had to say that her.
It's a shit coin. Yeah.
It's
a shit coin, and so is the Melania coin. Is completely like you got to be an idiot to buy that stuff. The only people that make money on meme coins, and it's not the average person. Okay, we lose mostly. It's these really smart sharks. I got a friend of mine. Okay. And he's like he follows it enough that somehow or another he hits on those. But that's because he's a real maniac and he knows the crypto industry inside and out and gets them super early. So that's why he usually hits on them. And he'll tell me about them and I never invest in them. It's just not my thing, dude. I'm just not going to do it. I got lucky with SHIB the only time I did it, and I'm not going to do it ever again. And I'm just not going to take that chance. Ivanka's a bit of a smoke show herself. Oh, she's definitely a good-looking woman. Hell yeah. Not a bit. She's a good-looking woman. Amanda Medeiros. Thank you for the love on the super chat. It's market manipulation after the news for Bitcoin, or it's been kind of priced in. And so that's why we're not seeing a ton of movement. The movement is going to come because we haven't had the FOMO from the average person yet. The real FOMO hasn't started. But now the institutional, the state, the city, the country FOMO is coming, and that's what's really going to jack it. It's too expensive now. The average person is not going to be investing a lot in Bitcoin anymore. They have done a marvelous job of manipulating it all the way to 100,000, creating enough FUD and enough, a doubt that people are not. And now it's at a number that is just so astronomical that it just doesn't feel like it's reachable. When, they don't realize that it's going to go 15x from here, 20x from here easily in the next 5 to 8 years. But they're not willing to wait or believe that it will because they didn't believe it was going to 100,000 in the first place. That's the sad part, man. Skyler says, I know you're great at predicting when to move on from players, but do you ever miss the days of players staying with one team their whole careers? I do very much. But you got to pay attention, Skyler. And I know you watch all the time. Let's go with 2 words, common denominator. So I'm telling you, let's get off the X bandwagon now after 10 interceptions. Why am I saying it? Well, because he had multiple knee injuries, because he has all kinds of problems off the field with the police, with women, all of that. Get off the gravy train. Problem child, and now take advantage. Do I really want X on my team the entire time with all that baggage? No, not really, because it's not going to go well. So let's get off now. Example 1. Example 2, Tyreek Hill. Look at all the problems the guy's had in 2 years with the Miami Dolphins. Back-to-back 1,700-yard seasons. And I'm saying, hey, guys, now's the time. He's getting to that 30 now. He's had back-to-back. This is not going to continue. He's got a ton of problems off the field. Do not guarantee him the money. Jimmy Butler. Okay? Jimmy Butler. He's got injury history just like the others, and he's got an attitude problem. Don't give him the extension. You've already made it to the finals a couple times, Eastern Conference. You've milked this more than you can. You've stuck yourself with Kyle Lowry. You're going nowhere. Now he has value. Before he falls off the cliff, do it now. Tyler Hero. Tyler really doesn't have much issues off the court, actually, to be quite honest. But he has a long injury history, and he's very fragile. And he doesn't play defense at all. And so I feel like this is a guy that I cannot count on him to physically stay in one piece. So because of the injury history, that's why. But if we're talking about Dwayne Wade or Alonzo Mourning or any of those kind of guys, Zach Thomas, Jason Taylor, Sam Madison, Pat Surtain, you never heard me talk about getting off those guys because those are the guys I want to retire with the Miami Dolphins or the Miami Heat. I never said, even UD, even UD, who was basically stealing money the last couple of years. But like I said, he was kind of like a police officer in the locker room. Since he's the 15th player, that's a better role than the 15th player plays anyway. So I'm good. So it depends on who you are, Skyler, and what you bring to the table. And if there's some baggage that comes with it, that's going to steer me into the direction of, well, you may not be a long-term option here. And that's where we've got to get a little bit more cold, a little bit more, less of a fan and more of a what's best for my organization, my team. And it's best that we part ways with this person at this point in time because of these issues. The other people we talk about, they don't have issues, and so you can deal with that. And that's why. So if you notice, there's a reason why I pick on the certain people that I have, and it's because they bring some instability to the table. And I don't think that the team should risk for that instability. And that's it. So that's when you notice it. When you see me do that, notice who I'm doing it to and why. And then you go, oh, okay. All right. So it's not one of those things. Hey, by the way, do I ever say trade Bam? Ever? What do I ever say? Do I ever
definitely go against that when even when people mention it? You're like, no.
I call him a super role player. It's just a misunderstanding where you think he's a star. No, he's not. He's a fantastic player, but he's a fantastic all-around player. He's not a star. But you need these kind of guys. What you need to do is surround him with 2 stars, and then he can play his role, number 3. And that's where we have the difference. I never say trade Bam. I never say get off Bam. Ever. You never hear me ever say that. Ever. Bam's a quality individual. He works hard. He plays hard. He plays both sides of the court. He just doesn't have a natural characteristic. There's a DNA strain that is missing from him as a basketball player, and it comes from the offensive end. He's not a dog. That's all. But he's a dog in every other way, and he plays hard and all that. And I never say get rid of him. Ever. You never hear me say that. And I'm the guy that calls him the super role player. Because I know what he is, and I want him on the team. There's a role for that. Oh, man, there's a role. It's important. But you got to go get 2 stars. And you can still get the 2 stars even with him. But they haven't been able to do it. That's all. What else do we have? Big O didn't Riley give Tyler Johnson $50 million? Yes, another bad deal. Riley's, unfortunately, it's endless what's gone on in 10 years. There's been a lot of bad decisions. Remember the Miami Heat hat I got from the Caneswear? It got here this morning. Wow. That was yesterday he bought it. Wow. Frankie, that is awesome. You ordered on Wednesday at Caneswear the Heat hat, and you got it on Thursday. During our show, that's right, at noon. So Jeff got it out, and you got it on Thursday. That's amazing. I know that that's what they do. Your order comes in, and they work on it like right away, dude. Right away. Jeff doesn't screw around. Right away. So I see it all the time. Let's see. Yeah, Belichick was really good at jumping off the right time. Yes. Very good at it. Very good. Narayanan. So Jimmy wants to go to a team that will pay him like a number 1, but go to a team where he is number 3, where he will not be blamed for failures, credited for being the difference in getting them over, please. Yes, that basically is it. He just wants somebody to pay him that extra money so he can be what he's done now the last 2 years, basically. So if you had to pick 2 Miami Dolphin players to stay with the team their entire careers, who would it be right now? Well, I'm going to assume. Do I have to assume he's already a good player, or is he a good player? That's the thing. Like, I want Patrick Paul to be here for the rest of his career. We just got him, right? So he's a left tackle, if he's the shit. And by the way, Chop Robinson, isn't he up for AP Defensive Rookie of the Year? There you go. There's 2 guys. One can rush the passer. One can protect the passer. Those are the 2 young guys I want right there. What the hell? I'll go out on a limb. 2 young guys. Yes. What happened?
Big O doesn't want Tua.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's it. What else? Bam is durable and a stable mindset. Yes, sir. Well, Sealer's he's already several years in now. And like, he's not really going anywhere, bro. He's going to pretty much, why would you allow Sealer to go anywhere? You know what I'm saying? You don't even have anything like him on the team. So Sealer, I don't think goes anywhere. I love Achan, but Achan is a complimentary player, not a cornerstone. You understand what I'm saying? He's not a bell cow, like the guy that should win the MVP, Saquon Barkley, bell cow. If Achan was Saquon, then yeah, I understand what you're saying, but he's not. He can't be your number one back. He has to be a complimentary back. He has to be the second back. He has to be sharing time with somebody else. So I can't do that. But Patrick Paul and Chop, they should be cornerstone positions, franchise type players. And that's what I'm expecting. So I'll go with those kind of guys. And those are the kind of positions, man. If we talk about shutdown corner, number one wide receiver, quarterback, tackle, or pass rusher, those are the 5 most important positions on the field. So I got a pass rusher and a left tackle. I'm good. Those are the kind of guys that I want to build on for the future. Frankie, I would normally agree with Achan, says Tipton, but backs fall off a cliff so quickly, especially with the workload. Yeah. And if he keeps playing for Mike McDaniel, I don't know how long he'll last. To be quite honest, that's a great point, Skyler. It's a great point. They fall off fast, but boy, they fall off faster if they play for Mike McDaniel. Jesus. They don't build them like Tim Bowens, Jeff Cross, Zach Thomas, Webb, and Sims anymore. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Those were some tough cats. What happened?
No, Ira Winterman just in an update. Tonight's Heat Bucks game been pushed back till 8:30 Eastern, a 1-hour delay due to the Bucks travel issue today from icy New Orleans. Game will remain on TNT with the second half of the Turner doubleheader starting on True TV. So the full game will be on TNT.
Okay. All right. Good call. I like it. All right. All righty. All right. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. We got some Dolphins conversation to get to. First of all, let's talk about this. Let's talk about Chop Robinson. Chop Robinson is a finalist for AP Defensive Rookie of the Year. You know, the guy that was called a bust by a bunch of you guys out there? You gave up on a guy in a first month of his rookie season? He ends up having a hell of a year overall for his first year, opposite of no one. Let's remember that. Opposite of no one. He didn't have a full-time Phillips. He didn't have a full-time Chubb. He didn't have a full-time opposite pass rusher to take real pressure off of a rookie, a raw rookie. So for him to get to the point where he had the sacks, he had a ton of pressures on top of all of that, this kid had one hell of a year. And I know that the front office, Greer and McKenzie and Allen, are much maligned and all that, but Chop Robinson may not happen if you keep AVG, and AVG had a hell of a year, but AVG is also 29. So, he's in the peak of his career right now at this age. For the next year or two, that's it. That's going to be his peak. You got Chop Robinson at the beginning of his career. So it was a very painful thing to lose AVG. Nobody loves AVG more than I did. Okay? I was a huge AVG fan, as you all know. And you know how many times I had to convince Omar Kelly that he was a ball hawk. Remember that? Yeah. He would dismiss AVG all the time. I was like, come on, bro. Are you kidding me? You can see it that this guy's got something special. And AVG is I hated seeing, just like Mac Collins. There are certain people that I see in players. Like I'm talking to you now about Ware and Larson and some of these guys that I just see some dog in them and stuff that you can't teach. And that I always want those kind of players on my team, and to me, look at Chop Robinson, man. He plays like a dog. He's got a motor and he's got a lot of potential. So hopefully over the next couple of years, Chop grows into the position that makes us forget a little bit of, the painful loss of AVG. But remember, if they keep AVG, the Chop Robinson pick becomes something else maybe. And you don't end up getting, so you wouldn't have Chop in AVG, because I've heard people say that, and it's like, no, that would not have happened, because they were going to get Phillips back, and they thought they were going to get Chubb back, so they weren't going to draft another defensive end if they kept AVG. That wasn't going to happen. Okay, they would have drafted another position, maybe an offensive lineman. I don't know. I have no idea. I can't answer that. But I know this: AVG Chop Robinson would not be here for AVG. Okay, I don't know what's going to happen moving forward. Does Chop Robinson have the better career moving forward? He certainly can have a much longer career for Dolphin fans than AVG, because you just picked up 6 years? What is he, 23, 22, Chop? Yeah, from 29 to 22. So you picked up either 6 or 7 years. I don't think Chop is more than 23. I'm going to say he's 22. That'll be my guess. January 30, just turned 22. So he'll play the entire year at 22. And AVG's 29. So you gained 7 years. So the Chop Robinson pick started off kind of shady for some of you, not for me, because I don't judge any rookie that early. Unless the rookie looks like he can't play at all. He looks like completely lost. But this kid turning into a hell of a pick for the Miami Dolphins. You guys should be happy, very happy, that you got Chop Robinson starting in the 2025 season. Don't forget the 3A Graphics Sports Calendar. Our terrific guy, Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443. Call him for custom printing and embroidery. Last night, the Kings over the Panthers, 2-1. Knight with 26 saves. Saturday, they visit San Jose. 10 o'clock will be the face-off. They'll keep me up late. Tonight at 7:30. Oh, no, it's been postponed, right? 8:30. Tonight at 8:30, Heat and Bucks, since the Bucks are late in their flight from New Orleans. So that is it. Chop Robinson, as just mentioned, a finalist for AP Rookie Defensive Player of the Year. And the Jets hired Mr. Glenn, Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, as their head coach. That is your 3A Graphics Sports Calendar. So Dan Campbell, he loses his offensive coordinator, his defensive coordinator. Bubba. He lost his defensive coordinator in the wings. Terrell Williams was the defensive line coach, named defensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. They took that dude's guy waiting in the wings. Talk about I don't know how many Ventis he's going to drink. But the Tin Cup coach he took some hits. He's sitting there going, Gnarls Barkley, ain't that some shit? I'm losing my defensive coordinator. He gets a head coaching position. But you're also going to take the guy I have waiting in the wings to be the next defensive coordinator. Yo, man, give me a break here. You know what I'm saying? And that's being a head coach. The challenge for Dan Campbell next year, after coming up short, winning 15 freaking games this year. Jared Goff did not end very well the last 2 games of his season here. He didn't play well. And now you lost the offensive coordinator that kind of created his magic. You got to find another one that will continue it. You got to find now another defensive coordinator, and it's not the guy you had waiting in the wings. I don't know if he has anybody waiting in the wings and he's going to hire from within. We'll find out. But Mike Vrabel saw that you had his defensive coordinator coaching D-line. Ain't that some shit? We'll see how that one unfolds. Is the window for the Lions closing overall? Is Dan Campbell's slippers fall off because he can't find another staff that's as good? We're going to find out. We're going to find out how good of a head coach he is now. Because you can have some success and then they challenge you and they counter you. Mike McDaniel's going through that. But, he when it comes to the coach here, what's called Campbell, he's only gotten better every year. McDaniel can't say that. They figured his ass out and he's taking steps back. Well, the other challenge of a coach is losing your assistants, because when you're a good team and you have success, they're going to steal your assistants. And now you've got to reload that coaching staff. Hell of a job for Dan Campbell, dude. Hell of a job. R&M Contractors, by the way, Ray and Mike, they know how to get it done. Complete remodel, kitchen upgrades, waterproofing, impact windows, door installations, bathroom upgrades, floor restoration, maintenance, stucco repairs, interior, exterior paint, drywall, level 5 finish. Call Ray or Mike. I'm going to give you his personal cell number, 305-345-3649. Go to the Instagram page. You can see a lot of the work, RMC Fisher Island, RMC Fisher Island on Instagram, and you're going to see some amazing work. So if you're looking to take your home, your business, your condominium to the next level, if you need waterproofing for your terrace, your balcony, and the flood test report, they do it, man. And it's so important in today's world, especially here in South Florida, for you condo owners that are going through some tough times. Please call R&M Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649. Tua Tagovailoa has been a topic, obviously, a very hot button topic. And, one of the things that we've talked about, obviously, you guys know I love Tua. I have all the belief in the world that the kid can play at this level and excel and lead this team easily to a Super Bowl. That's not a problem. My problem is they don't know how to build a football team. They don't know how to win at the line of scrimmage. And if you can't win at the line of scrimmage on the offensive and defensive lines and run the goddamn football, you are not going to win in this league. Okay? That's my bigger problem when it's all said and done. But I do have a problem with Tua. You all know it. I'm the first to tell you the way he carries himself is absolutely wrong. He doesn't know how to protect himself. He refuses to protect himself because he showed us last year he more than knows how to play intelligent football. But he has chosen to be a stupid human being by putting his body at risk. And many times I've told you this is disturbing because this tells me that he doesn't give a shit about his family. He doesn't give a shit about his teammates. He doesn't give a shit about his coach, his front office, the fans. He's not worried about any of that. Well, Galu Tagovailoa, who is a football coach, and Tua's dad, was on ESPN Honolulu. And first of all, they asked him about Tua's progress and how it's going in the offseason, obviously coming off the concussion and everything else. Let's hear from Galu.
Well, thank you for asking. Tua's doing well. He's recovering. And as a father, as a parent, it's tough. I think it's tough for any parent to kind of, go through something like this. But at the same time, the NFL is different. the way they do things, how they run things, it's a whole different beast. It's a whole different animal. But at the same time, this is something that Tua's now married. He has his own family. And these are some of the tough decisions that he's going to have to deal with in life, to decide whether the game is, he's going to continue or the game is something that he loves, And one of the things that I talked to him when he was going through his concussion was, hey, well, what do you think? And it's like, Dad, I love this game, and I'll die on the field for this game. So that answers everything for me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, as a father, you're like, man, you got to take care of your health. That's the most important thing. You have a family. I have 2 beautiful grandkids. And that's something that, I got to talk to him about. Something to think about.
Disturbing at every level. Disturbing at every level. And again, there's no reason to play like that. That's the worst part about Tua's decisions. They're not intelligent. They're not productive. They're not efficient. They're dumb. You end up injured constantly. You end up missing games and costing your team the season. Like I told you, if you see Tua on the street, say, hey, Tua, thanks for screwing up the season. Make sure you remind him of that. That's how he kind of needs to be treated. He can't be treated, like, the silly ass coach that we have. Oh no, I just told Tua you're the father of this offense. No. And it, for him to tell his dad that, and this interview was done on the 17th. So we're on the 23rd, right? 6 days ago. This is all right there, and it's about a football tournament that they're having there in Honolulu. I heard the whole interview and all of that, but he's had the conversation. He tells him the kind of passion and I understand, dude. Nobody was a bigger competitor than Marino. Nobody, but Marino knew that he wasn't going to take stupid hits. He knows he has to be there for the next snap and the next series and the next week. And he's not going to win any games with his legs. Montana wasn't going to win any games with his legs. Breeze wasn't going to win any games with his legs. Brady wasn't going to win any games with his legs. Neither is Peyton Manning. And Tua's got to learn that. And it's all right to play that way. Archie Manning played that way. Bob Greasy played that way. They weren't necessary. They lived on their minds and their accuracy. There's nothing wrong with that. You can do that. You can buy time in the pocket by, moving a foot or two, sliding around, a little boot, a little waggle. But when it comes to crossing the line of scrimmage, there is no need for that. And when it comes to the play is over, the play is over. Get rid of it. He doesn't understand any of that. I'm sorry. He understands it because he showed us. He refuses to understand it. So now, here's Galu Tagovailoa, dad for Tua Tagovailoa, and how now watching him play professional football, the dad is in a position where he doesn't really have a lot of control, and it's really frustrating for him to be in this situation.
Oh yeah, it is difficult. It's hard because you don't really have him like how you had it before. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm,
like married, he has his wife and his family, and those decisions are based on both of them, and things that they got to look at. And his wife is such a beautiful lady that she's all about his health. She's all about and she tells him, I want to live long with you. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make sure we do the right thing. But Tua grew up in a way that everything is just so competitive. He just don't want to leave the game.
Yeah.
The kid loves it. And But I believe that the Lord has a plan for him, and wherever the Lord takes him, it's a decision that he's going to have to make with his family.
The competitive stuff just doesn't fly. And like when he's around his son, when he was playing for him or playing in high school there, he had control of the situation. He can coach him. Can't coach him through this. He can't coach him because he's not on the field with Tua on that Sunday. Only Tua can make that decision. And it's interesting because it's actually disturbing, not interesting, because all you have to do is go, let me compare my 24 season to my 23 season. What's the difference? Oh, wait a minute. I decided to get rid of the football. What's the difference between my 23 season and my 22 season? Oh, I decided to get rid of the football. And I don't understand how that is not the logical approach from him. It's beyond my comprehension. I cannot understand it. I cannot comprehend it because I've watched many quarterbacks. I'm old enough. I'm 58 years old, dude. I've watched a lot of quarterbacks that can't run play the game. Matt Stafford, is he much of a runner? He's pretty good, isn't he? Tom Brady's pretty good, right? I mean, there are guys that can stand around and throw the ball. Joe Flacco won a championship. His old ass even just did enough to help a team get to the playoffs last year. So it's not impossible to have smart quarterbacks that work and manipulate the pocket. They manipulate it with their footwork. They manipulate it with their eyes. They manipulate it with their arm. They manipulate it with their mind. They have tools. They don't need to be Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. Those are different cats. Oh, I listen, it's disturbing. Not only do I not trust Mike McDaniel at all already, I have no hope for the 25 season as it is. They're going to have to do a lot of stuff to make me even feel like anything for the 25 season, to be quite honest. But if Tua's going to carry himself like this, like I told you already, I'm the first guy. I love Tua, but there is zero future with that guy. If he wants to play like this, he's dead in the water, bro. Dead in the water. Fish, dead in the water. All right. Tua ain't trying to prove anything to his daddy. He always plays that way. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. He has that whole little Napoleon. He was talking about it off the air. It's all that Napoleon complex that I've been, told I can never do it all my career, and you're this, you're that. And so he's so stubborn that he thinks he can do things. He's my Yorkie. He doesn't realize he's a Yorkie, not a Rottweiler. And the Rottweiler can run and maybe run into people and tackle them. Well, the Yorkie is it's not gonna work out very well if he runs into your leg. You know what I'm saying? Especially my Yorkie, when he it sounds like a duck. When he does something that like he gets a little hurt, and it's like, hey, is there a duck here or something? Like my Yorkie makes this funny noise. It's sad to say, but these concussions will catch up to him later in life. Heartbreaking. I hope not, but they already have, Amanda. Understand this. Because he took all those other concussions, the Damar Hamlin concussion came too easy. And it came too easy. That tells me that he has become way more susceptible to them. So It's a problem. And by the way, shouldn't you know that already? So take care of yourself. No. So Samoan QBs don't make business decisions. Yeah, they all have been they all have running yeah. Yeah, the few that have made it to the NFL, yeah, they are kind of runners. They don't understand just being a passer. Yeah, you're right, actually. And the ones that even have been in college have been runners, and they use physicality. Unfortunately, Tua doesn't understand. He doesn't possess that skill. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. It's that tough man mentality. Samoans and Polynesians, tough as hell, right? Naturally, like those are tough people. You know, you can you can stereotype them as they're tough. Tongans are tough. You know, all these kind of football players usually are tough, right? They're usually tough mofos. So yeah, it's just kind of that mentality. But he doesn't realize that his body is he's writing checks his body can't cash, as they say in Top Gun. So let's see. Tua should retire and join the bloodline. Okay. That'll go off well. Let's see. What else do we have here? All right. By the way, they announced the MVP finalists. You saw that in football? Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, and Saquon Barkley. To me, it's a no-brainer. But again, that doesn't mean it's a no-brainer. But I am a Saquon Barkley selector this year for MVP. He is the most important player on that team. In Philadelphia, they understand about winning at the line of scrimmage, offense and defense. But Saquon's value to that team is second to none because Jalen Hurts isn't anything special as a quarterback. He just isn't. Great kid, tough as nails, can run, but as a passer, he's mediocre. And if you didn't have a great running game, Jalen Hurts would not be winning nearly as many games. You got to run the ball. And this guy doesn't just run the ball. This guy dominates. And the season he had this year, for me, he's the MVP. Josh Allen is my second place guy, actually. How about you?
I would say it's between those two because of how valuable they are to their team.
I can't give it to Lamar because of Derrick Henry.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, Josh Allen's just as important to the Bills
because of
as Saquon is to the Eagles right now.
Because he runs and passes.
And you watch the games, and so one of those two would be my top choice.
You got to pick one.
I'll go Josh Allen.
Okay. No, sit down. And can I tell you something? I got Joe Burrow my 3. Lamar's my 4. Joe Burrow, because his team didn't get in, but the year he had, what he did, how he played, and the injuries he was carrying. And by the way, is he much of a runner? Oh, no, also. He doesn't, he's not a guy seeking contact either. Amazing. And you can have success. So that's how crazy it is. I just think Derrick Henry becomes, too valuable when it's all said and done. So for me, Saquon is my MVP. That's who I give the MVP, hands down, and it's not even close. Josh Allen would be second place for me. That would be the way I would look at it. We got some games going on this weekend, and Steve Calabro, of course, the man that manages this place right here called Hialeah Park, the general mangler or manager. Does it say mangler or manager on your title? Same thing. Yes, the same thing. Same thing.
Crossover.
Okay,
Do either. Yeah.
there we go.
Do
There
both
we go.
jobs, like a dual rate.
There we go.
I'm a dual rate person.
There we go. So we got some picks from the wise guy.
Listen, the wise guy.
By the way, speaking of wise guys, Trump signed the Bitcoin reserve today.
I know it's out of control. I mean, the Trump factor in Bitcoin is for real.
Oh, it's steroids for us.
Yeah, it's literally steroids.
It's steroids for us.
Literally.
Yes, it really is steroids, like super steroids. Like Ben Johnson and Barry Bonds have nothing on Trump right now in crypto. Okay, nothing. Seriously, nothing.
And so
us crypto people, it could not have gone better, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
like
if you're a
like,
crypto investor or a crypto owner,
right,
and you didn't vote for Trump, you should just be smacked across the face.
Right. Yeah.
If investments are,
I didn't vote for Trump, by the way. I didn't vote. Period. I didn't vote for either.
I did vote for Trump.
I didn't vote for either.
I vote for Trump. I think it's.
I didn't vote for either.
I think I go by you got to put in a different guy, right? And so the guy, you know how when you're coaching basketball, right? And you got 5 guys out there, and your scores like 60 to 28.
Right.
You put in different guys.
Right.
That's what we were. I mean, last year.
Oh no, America.
Last year,
No, America clearly spoke. They wanted nothing to do with what was in place.
But
period.
Listen, the analogy makes sense. Like you have to try different players.
That's exactly
those
what
players. They weren't.
America was
the
head.
schmo.
Dude, America was a head coach, and they said they benched everybody and brought in the second unit, and they just said, "You guys take over because this unit ain't getting it done. You guys got to be better."
But the last unit didn't make the playoffs. They're below 500.
No, it's
you know, I mean, yeah, maybe the problem with the election.
And by the way, I don't even think people even listen to the politicians or anything, because I do trip out with the Hispanic Republicans that are like, wait a minute, he's deporting people. Like, he told you he was going to do that. Like, I really think they don't.
400 times.
I think
400 times he told
he everything he told you he's doing exactly like what he told you he's going to do.
No, but I tell you what they did listen to. They listened to their wallet. They went to the grocery store and they said, "How did I buy 5 things? You know, and it used to cost me $10. Now it's $22. You know, I think
a Whopper is a whopping $12.
Yeah, like it's not worth it. Like, it's getting out of hand. So, and look,
I think anybody would have won. I really do in the Republican Party.
Yeah,
it didn't matter if it was Trump. Trump is the beneficiary of it, but I think they were tired of the status quo.
Well,
and they turned because the vote proves it. The vote.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bad team. They all had to get benched, and they put in a new team.
That's
all. I mean, I hope the new team does well. I mean, I'm not saying, who knows, politics.
We're so deep in the hole. I don't even know how anybody gets us out of it.
All we need to do is have some improvements and it needs to come in a handful, dozen or half a dozen for the average guy, so that not that.
Did you get Bitcoin? Okay, if you didn't get Bitcoin, then the average guy is not going to get help.
No, but listen, the average guy can buy Bitcoin, and now Bitcoin's going to grow. And so if the average guy right now is listening, he should probably invest in Bitcoin. That's point 1.
From the guy that didn't invest in Bitcoin.
Yeah, you're right. I'm completely on board with you should be invested. My wife is researching ETFs. I'm sorry, ETFs, Bitcoin ETFs.
No,
she's on board. She's a different investor.
No.
He's a different investor.
Do you want me to go over and sit down with you guys?
We'll
create a wallet.
We'll talk offline.
Like, it's better to own the Bitcoin.
I know, but
I can teach you guys in like 5 minutes.
She doesn't want to learn. She wants to just be in the investment side of it and get a little.
Once she learns, she's often.
That's
true.
She's probably is true, because she's a very smart learner. She's quick.
Dude, it only takes
smart.
a couple of minutes. The problem is it's so intimidating. You force it to like intimidate you.
Yeah, I know.
Because
it's unknown and all that.
That's all it is.
Different, you know.
That's all it is.
I'm saying you should invest in Bitcoin. I'm saying that Trumpster has to not tax Social
Security.
Security.
I will help you. I will help.
I'm going to take your help. I'm gonna
Seriously,
I'm
I'll drive
being
over to the
serious.
house
No, we
wherever.
can do
Where do
it
you guys
here.
live
I
in
don't
Port
give
St.
a- I love
Lucie?
it.
No, I'll go there. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, Reverend Lucy, please come by. Both of you are always invited.
Okay.
Always invited. But second thing is, Trumpster needs to not tax Social Security. I know I'm being a little selfish there. I am a little older, a little on the older side, and technically I qualify for Social Security.
Right.
That's I won't say my age, but I probably have said it 100 times, and I'm not. But I qualify for Social Security, and it would be great if Social Security wasn't taxed. We talked about it on the show before.
Right.
How about all these people here, hardworking tip employees, not taxing it?
Well, he already said he was going to do that.
I know, but he has to do it.
Wait, dude, he's been in office for 4 days.
Come on, man. We move
4
quick
days.
here. We move quickly.
Like I had these Bitcoin geeks all over. When's he going to say the reserve? And I'm like, yo, bro, 90% of the world doesn't know anything about Bitcoin. He's doing the other stuff that the 100% know about, the border and all that other stuff that he has to, like, free Ross.
He's got a couple days.
Like these people are freaking out that he released the Jan 6 people, and it's like, bro, he told you he was going to do it
Hundreds of times. Hundreds of times he
like,
said it.
like now you're making a big
I
mess
have no
of
issue
it.
with it.
He told you if I was elected, I'm going to free Ross. I'm going to free the Jan 6. I'm going to drill like it's like
Drill, baby, drill.
Drill, baby, drill. Like,
oh, by the way, I know
it's
you're
like-
not. I'm an old school guy, right? I have 3 oil companies that I invest in heavily. They're through the ceiling. They're
are they American now?
Sunoco.
Okay.
Sunoco, Chevron.
Okay.
Which, and I have this other one that's very American. It's a small coal company. Not through the roof. It's doing very well, I should say. All 3 of them. GLP. They're in the northeast part of the country. And when the leader of the free world says drill, baby, drill.
Oh, yeah.
I believe those stocks are going to do fine.
Oh, yeah.
That's just one man. So my point is, when the old team was in, the team that was losing 60 to 28, they weren't saying we're not going to tax seniors. They weren't saying, hey, tip employees weren't going to get taxed. I mean, they said it afterwards. The candidate, candidate did, but who knows what that was going to happen, right? They didn't say anything about they weren't being crypto friendly. So
no, they were definitely. Trust me, that's why I was like, I don't know who's who. So it's like they pissed me off for 4 years as a crypto guy.
So
man,
well, when I look at politics, we're here. I was going to talk about this week's great weekend of NFL championship games, but we've got interjected for a little politics here. What the heck? At least he's talking about helping some of the regular working guy and girl.
Yeah, let's hope it works.
A lot of guys and girls would work their butts off. It would be nice if you didn't have to pay taxes on tips. It would be great if you worked all your life in Social Security, right? You already got taxed. And now it's double taxation, and we don't get to throw tea in the harbor. You know what I mean? Like, this is, at least I'm not saying the problem with Trump is that there's, like, I don't know, some big chunk of people, call it 30 million or 30% of the population, they hate him, right?
Yeah.
So he could literally.
So they hate Biden too.
Yeah, but I think they really hate the Trumpster, and he could literally cure cancer, and they would say they would say something negative about it. He did it,
but that's how it is. A lot of presidents are hated, bro.
Yeah, I guess, but I think the people that
I know he just died. I know he just died, but it's like,
oh, come on. He was one of the worst.
Bro,
nice guy, though, a nice person.
He was a great human being, a great humanitarian,
particularly after his presidential.
Okay.
Serving.
Oh, you and I are old enough.
I was there.
Freaking horrible.
It was really bad.
And it was followed by Ford.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad.
Okay.
No, yeah, Ford didn't do anything to to save.
And
no. I think it was followed by.
Wasn't it Ford?
No, it was followed by Reagan.
No. I'm saying he followed Ford.
Oh yeah, it was Ford then him. Yeah. Ford wasn't no.
It was followed. He followed Ford.
He followed Ford. Yeah. Ford was no bargain either.
That's what I'm saying. We got hit back to back with two
different parties. Two different parties.
And by the way, this is 1980 all over again.
Yeah.
The weak guy going in, the stronger character going in, Iran or Hamas going, hey, I think we need to change our ways here a second. Hold on a second. The guy that's coming in is kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
We're not going to take the risk.
Yeah,
we'll cool off for a little while.
That guy Reagan, yeah, he's offering us some guns. Yeah, let's just take it, bro. Let's just take the guns right now. Let's just go to give him the people right now,
Yeah.
What is this like? Not like
history repeating itself.
It's history repeating itself all over again. The soft
deja vu all over.
for the person that you you fear more than the other person because you know there's going to be retaliation.
That being said, the segue is
crazy.
I'm going to talk about the Jersey guy,
Let's do it.
a strong guy. He first of all, before we do the picks, he said it may look on the surface, if you look at his text message from last week, that he was 1-4, but he said, Steve, I was pressured because I wanted to get you the information. Had I made those bets with the line when the line changed, which was an hour before the game, he would have been 3 out of 4. So what he's saying is, make sure your listeners know that if you read his text message, it's like,
well, I don't know if they followed him or they followed my picks because my picks were good.
I know, but his picks would have also been. He would have been 3 out of 4 if you had the line the day before the game.
Yeah, I went 2-1.
Yeah, so it was 4. It was 4 games. Oh yeah,
I didn't remember. I didn't touch the Philly game. Yeah. And by the way, 6 was the push.
Yeah, no.
You know.
All right, so here's his picks. So he was very, very defensive. The Jersey guy was defensive, but I don't want to argue with the guy. You know, his name ends.
Oh, but he's had a bunch of good weeks.
Great
like
weeks,
this week.
But he claims this week was also good if you did it.
I want to say he had 3 or 4 consecutive winning weeks before last week.
3 weeks consecutive weeks.
Yeah, I know that.
Week.
So you're good, Jersey guy.
But the Jersey guy, you know,
it's gambling, bro. You're not going to win them all.
I don't want to argue with him. His name ends in a vowel. You know, he's had a note.
You know how we gamblers are. We only talk when we win. We don't talk about our losses. We only talk. You know, we knocked it out. I won this parlay. But we don't talk about the prior 10 days that we lost our asses off.
That's how we make our whole business here. Anyhow, so all right, so he's got. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to bet after this.
Okay.
He's got Eagles -6 over the Commanders. Now he is from South Jersey. He's a half-ass Eagle fan, even though he doesn't like the coach and blah blah blah. But he likes the Eagles over the Commanders. I'm going to interject. That's the Jersey guy pick. He likes the Bills over the Chiefs. I'm going to tell you what I like.
Oh hell no!
I'll tell you what I like. I like the Washington Commanders.
Plus the points.
Money line. Bet the money line.
Plus 230?
225 when I was looking at it. Yeah, plus. I like.
So you think the Commanders are going to win?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Okay.
That guy's for real.
Oh, the kid's for real. Yeah,
that guy's for real.
The kid's for real.
That kid is for real.
Yeah.
That kid's gonna.
Hurts is not.
That's gonna make Sirianni look bad.
Yeah, Hurts is not.
I'm telling you, that's just my opinion. So he likes Eagles over the Commanders. I
was just talking about it. Barkley for me is the MVP, dude.
So okay,
he's
once
a
again
monster.
A lot of dispute, a lot of debates now. I think that Josh Allen makes the bigger difference on his team.
That's fine. I don't have a.
And for that
he's
reason,
my number 2.
Yeah, he's
my number 2.
Me.
But for me, the Eagles aren't here at all.
When does the vote happen? When does the vote happen?
It's after. It comes like the Super Bowl week. Isn't it like leading up to the Super Bowl or the week prior to the Super Bowl that they start announcing all those stupid things?
Yeah, but see,
but it's announced like the dead week of the Super Bowl or some crap like that, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if they're in yet. Are they in yet? They shouldn't be in. Oh wow.
Yeah, the regular season's over.
Oh, regular season.
Yeah, they don't count the postseason.
Oh, why not count the postseason?
Oh, they don't.
They're playing the games.
I know.
It's teams. He's still.
But that's a discussion we've had for decades.
I mean, if Josh Allen beats Kansas City, you're telling me he shouldn't be the MVP?
Yeah, but what if you give him the MVP at the end of the regular season and he doesn't beat? And he doesn't.
I'm saying don't vote until he's gotten his job is done.
But
I don't think, it's too bad. Yeah. Burrow, you didn't get your team. Look, I know you had
No. You can't say that. You didn't.
Come on.
You didn't watch his season.
No, he was great.
It was
great.
They're not in the. See, this whole thing. We put
Wait.
We put everything on the quarterback.
It's a debate.
Why do we do this?
Now, in the cage.
Why do we put everything on the quarterback?
Oh, wait. No, forget
the guy played better than most of the quarterbacks in the NFL. Period, dude.
But the word is most valuable player. I don't think he's the most. He was valuable.
The 9. I think they got 9. They may have 2 wins without him.
Yeah, but so.
They didn't even have
the Buffalo Bills might have 5 wins without
him. But the Bills have a team, not just Josh Allen. They have a good defense, man. They have a good defense. They have a very good running game overall.
Defense.
They have a good defense.
Serviceable defense.
No, they have a good defense.
A good running back.
Definitely a good running game.
He's a good running back. You can't have. I think Well,
good tight ends.
So we agree on
really
one
good
thing.
tight ends.
I believe that you should include the postseason up until the Super Bowl.
Okay,
Forget the Super Bowl.
but that's not the deal right now. So I know, but your voting can't go that way. You can't think that way. Your voting has to end in week 17. It has week 18.
Well,
sorry,
listen,
week 18.
Yeah. Anyhow, and I like Saquon would be my number 2. I just reverse it. That's all
Yeah.
it is. Because I think Saquon, it would be kind of cool. I will tell you this. If you're right, it would be kind of cool. And I'll say it here because it's almost a kick in the ass to the Giants. You let the MVP go to your divisional foe.
Oh, and it's worse than that.
Are you kidding me?
You recorded it on television so everyone can see your stupid decisions.
It's really bad.
In that offseason thing that made you look like complete horse's ass. And the owner himself did not want this to happen. Like, he was like, oh my God, if Barkley goes to the Eagles, I don't know how I'll sleep at night. And sure enough, he went to the Eagles.
So how does he let that happen? Is he like an absentee owner?
Because because you trust the people you put in place to do the work. And so either you're Jerry Jones or Dan Snyder, or you're not.
No, Dan Snyder and Jerry Jones are extreme cases, but you can have some input.
Okay, but
you know, what's his name? The guy from Atlanta. He's not Jerry Jones, but he puts a little input into the game.
I know, but
into the team.
But at one point or another, you have to let your people, if they think that that's the move, then you have to trust them. Now, what you should do is probably fire off.
The assistant, the special teams coach got fired, I think.
I mean, really, seriously, I'm firing everybody, man. Give me a break. You gave Daniel Jones a contract and not Saquon Barkley?
But you gave Daniel Jones a contract.
You guys are jackasses.
And you didn't give. No, think about what he did. It's a quad. They gave Daniel Jones a ridiculous contract. Everybody knew it was too much. Then they did not give
because of
the
that
contract to Saquon. I get it. And then they traded Saquon or let Saquon go to the division foe, and then they dumped off Daniel Jones to the Vikings. You have nothing left. Everything you've done, you're at zero. Wherever you were 2 years ago, you're back to that same point, and you got like 5 wins, and the owner keeps. Yeah, the owner should not keep him.
You're stuck with.
I'm not
stuck with the Italian kid in the neighborhood.
Yeah, whose mother apparently makes a hell of a veal cutlet, which I think they should do. They should monetize.
They should
be like veal cutlets served at the stadium. You tell me that wouldn't be a seller?
For sure.
Come on,
sure.
The Vito cutlets, or Tommy cutlets, or
That's
come on.
it.
Tommy, they would sell.
He's a starter next year, right? For sure.
No, he's not a starter. Well, right now he's the starter, I guess. Without games, he's the starter.
Yeah, that's right. They have no roster.
Season, he's a great starter.
Yes,
that's what Tommy DeVito is. In the offseason, he's one of the best starters.
I would agree with that.
And his mother, the stadium has to sell Tommy cutlets. I mean, you tell me somebody doesn't go there. There isn't a food guy going to the food and beverage guy saying, "Come on, we got to sell cutlets here."
Yeah.
I mean, even if he's a second string, because then when the second string, let's say they got good. Let's just say, which thing can happen. Well, it can happen either way. They got really bad or really good, right? And they got a quarterback, and it's not Tommy D. But then that quarterback. No. But in the fourth quarter, Tommy D goes in for like the last 3 minutes. The stadium erupts. It erupts because it's all about Tommy cutlets. Yeah, if Cutlet plays in the third quarter, if he gets in before the fourth quarter, you get a free cutlet sandwich.
I love that.
Anyhow, back to reality.
That's when I want to. That's when I want to be at the stadium for that free sandwich.
At any rate, I went to Giant Stadium. Well, we had that whole thing where I didn't know where the hell I was going. I was going to the Jet game, but they didn't. They had phenomenal food, the best food at a sports game I've ever been at. I've been to hundreds of games, and it was in the 50-yard club, and the food was tremendous.
It's a Jets game. You got to make up for it.
No cutlets because it was a Jet game. See, they went with like sausage and peppers, and I mean they had cannolis. They had
it's a Jets
burrito
game.
bar. It was unbelievable.
You got to go overboard because you're suffering watching the Jets. By the way, Aaron Glenn wants Aaron Rodgers back.
So is Aaron Glenn been announced?
Yes.
It's announced today, right? It's today or yesterday? Last night or something?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah. So I don't think that's the answer.
It fits what they do. It fits their culture.
I
He
don't-
knows the place.
I
We'll
don't
see.
think
We'll
he's-
see if he can do it.
As a Dolphin fan, I'm happy.
But who would you have hired?
I would not have hired a defensive guy. I would have hired an offensive guy. No.
Yeah, we do.
No. I'm happy. No, I'm happy as a Dolphin fan that the Jets only got Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, but
I don't-
but the Patriots got Mike Vrabel, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, so that's good.
We're screwed.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. That's exact.
That guy
He's going to make something about that team.
Oh hell yeah!
And you knew he was going to end up.
So
there
they've
eventually.
got McDermott and
Josh
Vrabel.
Josh.
So we're screwed already.
Josh
McDaniel is offensive coordinator.
He's going to be the offensive coordinator. That they might be. If they get a couple of.
Oh
good
no,
players,
I'm a
they could be
Vrabel. I wanted Vrabel here.
Yeah. So
after we lost to the Colts, I wanted them to fire McDaniel and get Vrabel. I know it would never happen, but that's what I would.
I'm worried about.
That's what I would have
But I
done
don't
right
think.
there.
Look, Aaron. I know it's mean.
That's
to
where
say,
if I was the owner, that's what I would have done. Right there, I would have come out of the box and say, "Hey, fire shit can this guy. Go call Mike Vrabel. Bring him in here. Let's get him hired right now."
But our guy is like giving him second, third, fourth, fifth chances.
Fifth, Julian Hill is on like the 15th chance.
No, but
that guy screws up every week.
No, what I'm saying is our owner is giving McDaniels
I know.
5 or 6 chances. Like, this is no good. Anyhow, that
he's trying to catch up to the chances that McDaniel gives his players. So he's way ahead, and so he's trying to catch up. That's kind of what goes on. By the way, what are we giving away?
Oh, listen.
What are we giving away? Give it away now.
Before we talk about what I'm going to tell you what we're giving away. His and hers Rolex watches, man. February, come on in. It's going to start.
Play the slots.
Play the slots.
Every time you play the slots, you get an entry.
It's going to be phenomenal. And then we have something coming up in March. I can't really disclose yet because I haven't signed it, but it's going to be like a sort of it's good to give people choices.
Okay.
It's a teaser. That's a little bit of a teaser there. It's good. And it's going to be nice. You're going to like the choices. I think you're going to like the choices. I'm loving them already.
Okay.
But I want to go back now to football for a second.
Well, now that we're, I gave you that idea once. I could give it to you again because now there's more proof. Now you can give away half a Bitcoin.
Give away some Bitcoin. It'll be good.
Yeah, you can't give away a whole Bitcoin anymore now. But how about
but it'd be a little rich. It kind of bang our budget a little. We can crush our budget a little.
Yeah. But half a Bitcoin still sounds sexy.
It's a Bitcoin. I asked. There's a process. Didn't make it through the process.
I'm dying for somebody to do that. That it would be
it's
such
a phenomenal idea.
That would be
phenomenal idea.
Yeah.
So,
and by the way, Trump owns like 65 or 70 million of Ethereum.
Ethereum, yeah.
And
so
maybe you give away 10
anything
ETHs.
I'm going to buy, I would buy Ethereum.
An ETH is like 3,000, so 10 ETHs are 30. It's like 3,300, so it's like $40,000.
10 Ethereum coin, not Bitcoin.
10 Ethereums.
Ethereum crypto coins.
10 Ethereum crypto coins.
Free crypto coin. Giving away free. Maybe we can give away a bunch of little.
What you do is you give 10 Ethereums separately.
Yeah, give away 10 winners. Free
just,
crypto for 10 winners.
Just I know you never believe me in any of this. I got Ethereum going 15,000 this bull run. So the $3,300 Ethereum that you're going to give
more
away,
than that, isn't it?
No, it's at 32 something right now, if I'm correct.
I thought it was like 39 or 38.
It's at 32.85.
Ooh.
I'm kind of on top of this.
On top of it. So
but you buy 10 of those, and that's really $150,000 because that's the way I see it in the end of this bull run.
But what about free crypto?
60% of
giving away free crypto.
60% of stable coins are on Ethereum. Ethereum is the institutional coin. It's where a lot of businesses and banking and everything's going to be doing.
We'll adopt.
And so XRP will be the one
machines.
that will be dominating the banks, but the business of all that stuff will be going on Ethereum. And so Ethereum is going to explode. It's been like flat for a while and people are sleeping on it. And that's why I've told people that if you don't have any, this is the one that you want to also get.
I would buy that over Bitcoin personally. Because if Trump's got it, so he's going to watch it. He's going to monitor it. I just want to tell you the Jersey guy had after his picks, Eagles over the Commanders -6, Bills over the Chiefs. You don't like either of them, right?
Oh, I love the Chiefs over the Bills.
No, he likes Bills. Do you like the Eagles or the Commanders?
Oh, I like the Commanders +6.
Yeah, so
I still think the Eagles will win. They'll eke it out because their defense and their offensive line are so tough.
I'm saying money line
quarterback.
Commanders.
It's not even close. Jaden Daniels is way better than Jalen Hurts.
Listen,
way better. He's a passer. See, what I like about Jaden Daniels is he's a pocket passer that can run
really well.
Right. That can run when he wants to. But he's not a runner. He's not going to be like,
he can run really well, though.
No, he can run is what I'm saying. So can Steve Young.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Very good comparison.
Yeah.
On his running ability, almost identical.
The same thing.
And
It's a great athlete, but he's going to run because he's got no choice. Or there's a really nice design play that they're going to do for him or something like some kind of a naked bootleg or something, some stuff like that. But Jaden Daniels is a pure pocket passer. Like he doesn't need to, he can make a living in an entire game sitting in the pocket, which is something that Josh Allen really can't do, or Lamar Jackson definitely cannot do.
No, Lamar. Yeah. I almost feel bad for Lamar.
Yeah, I know. It's just.
I feel bad.
It's like a gimmicky offense, but they do a marvelous job with that gimmicky offense. They make it last as much. But Jaden Daniels.
Did you see that pass?
Did
you see he dropped that in the basket? It was I mean, that was.
He's a real passer.
3 or 4 unbelievable ones like that.
Yeah, he's a real passer.
It just is exactly where it needs, on the right side of the the correct side of the player, exactly where it needs to be so the receiver has the advantage. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, he has ball placement. He has anticipatory skills. He doesn't need to run to be a great quarterback.
Nobody runs well. So
right.
So yeah. I'm telling you, tell your listeners, Commanders money line. Do it.
All right, that's big.
You bet 100.
You got the Commanders winning.
Yeah,
that's huge. I'm taking the Commanders plus the points like I did last week. So
you're not going to need them.
Okay,
you're not going to need them, and it's more value.
Well,
$100, you're going to win 100. Not even 100. You're going to go home with 100. Not on the money value. You win 230.
130.
You'll take home 330.
Yeah,
you'll put 100. You'll take home. You'll
330.
Take home.
Yeah, you win 230.
You win 330. You come take home 230. With the points, you're going to bet 100.
Right.
You're going to come home with about 180 something.
Right.
Because it's a big. So
right.
I'm telling you, the value bet.
Although it's a bigger risk, whereas
it's absolutely, but
the -6, the +6,
you got a shot to they lose and they
still.
Well,
I got to tell you something. If you're betting money line, why aren't you also betting +6?
Oh, yeah, I know, but because
double it up,
because your money gets more value.
But you protect yourself, my brother, because if you lose the money line, if you lose the game and you still win the plus points, you back some of your losses.
You kind of almost insured your loss.
Exactly.
You insured you
got
your money back.
And if Washington wins, you win double. You have to take the points. That's what I'm just telling you, bro.
I hear you.
I'm just trying to tell you what
I think
what efficiency is in betting. You need to back your bet up.
Bet up with the
if
points.
you're taking the dog on the money line, then you need to take the points to back it up, because if Washington loses the game by 4 points, then you're going to lose that money line bet, but you're going to win this on the other side. And by the way, if you bet 500 here and 500 here, you lose only the VIG.
Yeah, the VIG. Yeah, the $17 up.
But if you win your money line, you are winning double.
I'm telling you, the money. I just think that this is the year.
But
this
I convinced you, right? I couldn't convince you of Bitcoin, but I convinced you here, right?
Oh yeah, this is much more important.
Okay.
Yeah, this is more important for your listeners.
No, but
too.
it's logical. Bitcoin was logical when it was 15 and 25 and 40,000.
I know.
This
30,000. You told me 100 times.
But you must take
30,000.
But if you're betting the money line, you must take
90,
the points.
what is it? Over 100 yet?
Again? Yeah, it's 105, 103.
It dipped to 93 last week. I thought.
I know. Why didn't you buy?
That was a good one.
That's
but I'm a
Ethereum
guy.
Ethereum.
Is that a word?
So we're at 104.88.
Yeah, but I like the fact that Trump's got Ethereum, and that I like that.
Oh, he's got Bitcoin. He's got a ton of Bitcoin.
Yeah, but he's got Ethereum too.
Oh, I know.
He's got more of that.
But he bought Chainlink on Monday, 4.7 million of it, 4.7 million of Aave. He bought 47 million of wrapped Bitcoin. You know, he's the 47th president.
Oh. So he's got a sense of humor.
And by the way, I got a ton of Chainlink, so It's good to see the president got bought mine. I'm just saying, bro, this is working for us crypto guys for 4 years. We've been
a year ago. You were right there. You could have bought it for 20 or 30,000.
You remember the Flintstones? Okay.
Yeah.
I felt like I was on the other end of bam. Bam, 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 bam. That's all they did to me for 4 years.
Who did that? Nobody.
Biden, Yellen, Warren,
she's a bubblehead.
Gensler, all those assholes.
Yellen is a bubblehead. She's a legitimate bubblehead.
She's a complete loser.
Yeah,
and Warren is an evil bitch.
No, she's a horrible person.
Okay, so this is what I dealt with for 4 years. People that were just screwing me over in my crypto venture here. And I'm like, yo, do you guys understand that the entire financial institution of the world is being built under your eyes? Do you understand that the world, not just Americans, we all need this to get ahead because this is what the future is.
You realize?
And they wanted to stop us from, well, they didn't stop me, but they stopped a lot. By the way, they did a marvelous job of scaring the shit out of people like you and others of Bitcoin. Listen to me. It's already at 100,000. They fudded people all the way to the point where now it's not reachable.
Yeah, well, now it's not as good of a value investment.
Right.
Now it's still good investment. It's not
but
as good
while it's at 16, and this idiot is saying, "Please, I'm telling you, buy this."
No, but you have to look at it the other way.
And
Big O. So as bad, I'm gonna. This is gonna sound
they
like
really scammed. They really scammed people.
Biden and his cast of clowns helped you out. They kept the price down. You got to buy more.
I know, but a lot of but
now it's gonna rise.
Yeah, but
it's almost perfect.
But I'm pissed because there's a lot of people that could use it, and they're not going to be able to better their lives and better their families. And that's what at least for me, you know what I feel good about? For 5 years, I've spread the gospel.
And you were spreading
and the gospel was gold.
It was good gospel.
It was digital gold.
Let me end with this.
And that's what I love. And whoever got on it, and I see it all the time. I get it on my DMs. Thank you, and all that. People tell me all that because some guy told me he was up like a ridiculous number. We were in Seattle. Or California. Which one was it? California? It was Indy also? No, the guy with his wife. We were in that. No, Phillips. We were at Phillips' place. That's in California. You're talking about the other guy in Indy in the second. Yes. But another guy in California came by with his wife and he like whispered in my ear, I like money I don't know about. Like,
that's good.
And it's like, yeah, man. I'm sure there's other people that are up and it's freaking awesome.
I'm going to go a different direction.
I love it.
And end it at this. So the Jersey guy says, this person qualifies to be on that cast of clowns. Only the Philly mayor spells Eagles wrong. It's Eagles. Eagles. We got the Eagles here. So anyhow, on that note,
they got my governor.
And by the way,
they got my governor.
He's a good governor.
Hell, Josh Shapiro.
Yeah.
I don't care about politics. I don't care about Democrats or Republicans. They can all kiss my ass. I like him.
Yeah, he's decent.
I like him.
He's decent, but she, get this, she was a University of Penn graduate.
Yeah.
And she spelled Eagles.
Because she's not a sports fan.
I guess.
Probably.
There's a lot of other Eagles that aren't sports.
I know.
Like the American Eagle.
I didn't even pay attention
you
or
probably
something.
learned about in 4th grade, the Eagles. You probably had it on the spelling
She
test.
probably thinks sports people are stupid, and that's how they spell it.
On that note. All right, guys. Sports betting here at Hialeah Park. Get the QR code.
And soon.
And
giving away 10 Ethereum.
More details. More details
to
that.
Come. Stay tuned.
Take care.
Later. And seriously, talk to the wife. I'll drive over. I'll teach you guys. It'll take 10 minutes. Seriously. 10 minutes. And then she's going to go, that's it? This is, it's this easy? Yeah. And you're off and running. Yes, dude. Yes. You can print it at the end of the year. Yes. It's that. Yeah. Yes. Well, you won't need any tax documents if you don't cash out. So, and by the way, we might not need too much taxes with the dude that's going in place now. You know what I'm saying? Because there's talk about no taxing Bitcoin because it's money. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. All right, baby. Be good. Steve Calabro. Getting it done. We love Steve. He is amazing. Oh, good stuff. But I'm going Washington +6, and I'm going Chiefs -1.5. Okay. Did I get any disagreements from anybody over at the tables like the last couple of weeks? I don't think they're disagreeing with me anymore. Crypto going up is great. You'll need that for the tariffs. They're about to make things even more expensive. Yes, sir. You are correct. But see, here's the thing. It's a little different, Skyler. I won't be paying those tariffs because I won't be here. I'm out of here, bro. I'm out of here. I'm not here for much longer, to be quite honest. So I'll be moving down the line, but it won't be very long. Within the next 2 years, I'll be off and running. So I'll be somewhere else. I can tell you that. I'll be planning to do something. So I won't be suffering from all that stuff. I can't afford it now as it is. So going somewhere else, baby. Going somewhere else, unfortunately. But I'm going to enjoy my crypto stuff because I deserve it, like the rest of us. Big O show from Panama is going to be wild. That's right. That's right. Panama City. Panama City. I'll be out there. Who knows? We'll make plenty of friends out there, and you never know where I'll be and what area I'll be having some fun. All right, what else do we have going on? Let me get a little music in here a second. We got one more Dolphin note I want to talk about. Let me start off with birthdays for musicians today. Alrighty. I'm definitely not talking about that loser. We'll go here. 1975, Nick Harmer, bass guitarist for Death Cab for Cutie. I like Death Cab for Cutie. They're pretty cool. Let's see who else is celebrating a birthday today. Earl Falconer, bassist for UB40. Red wine. Born in 1959 on this date. Robin Zander, Mama's all right, Daddy's all right. They just seem a little weird. From Cheap Trick, Robin Zander, born on this date in 73. Danny Federici, organ player, keyboardist for Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band. Born on this date in 1950. Sadly, we lost him in 2008 at the age of 58. Too young. Billy Cunningham, original bass guitarist and keyboardist for the American group The Box Top. The Letta, that's right. Anita Pointer from the Pointer Sisters, singer. He's so shy. Born in 1948 on this date. And that is it for musicians born on this date. Let's go with famous folks celebrating birthdays today. This one was a day behind now. I have to update it. All right, here we go. Mariska Hargitay is 60 years old. Drea Michelle, I know her. She is 39. She gets her kicks with a lot of NBA players. Tiffany Amber Thiessen, no longer Amber Thiessen. She is 50. Who else celebrating birthdays? Arjen Robben, futbolista. He is 40. Who else celebrating birthdays on this list? Oh, the great John Hancock, politician, born in 1773. We just lost him in 1793. Okay. Just recently. Just around the corner. Oh, there's a wrestler you'll be talking about, I'm sure. Josko Vardiol. soccer player is 22. I have no idea who he is, but I just mentioned it because somebody out there knows who he is. And that's about it. All right, Sean Stanley, what wrestlers do you have?
Very interested to see which one made your list here. Alex Silva turns 35. Dominique DiNucci was born on this date in 1932. We lost him in 2021.
Ask DiNucci.
Giant Baba was born on this date in 1938. We lost him in 1999.
What movie scene is that? Ask DiNucci. Go ahead.
Leilani Kai, she turned 68. Nigel McGuinness, he turns 47. Powerhouse Hobbs is 34. Those are my birthdays. Who do you have?
Mark Andrews. It says Welsh professional wrestler who debuted with the WWE United Kingdom Championship Tournament in 2017. Before signing with the WWE, he was champion with promotions like Progress Wrestling, Celtic Wrestling, and Attack Pro Wrestling. He began wrestling training in Newport at the age of 13. He attended Cardiff High School at the University of Glamorgan. He has performed as a singer and bassist for the punk band Junior. He co-founded the clothing band Defend Indie Wrestling with Pete Dunne. You know Pete Dunne?
I know Pete Dunne. He's in
Okay.
WWE.
Okay, so it's pretty good. You don't know this guy? How about that?
Well, I got him born on 25th of January.
Well, they got it here, 23rd, 1992. I don't know, bro. What can I tell you? You know, not that, you know.
I do have him here on January 25th of my birthdays. Mark Andrews is
Okay.
there.
So maybe these idiots have it wrong.
Maybe.
Does he have a Wikipedia?
He does. It says the 25th. That's where I
Okay,
went first.
so-
But
okay.
sometimes, you know, the Wikipedias could
So
be off
I'm gonna
too.
go. I'm gonna go that they have it wrong. You have it right. But Mark Andrews, happy early birthday because that's a Saturday and we won't be around. So give him a damn birthday shout out.
Happy birthday, Mark Andrews, and Stu Grayson, and the Honky Tonk Man, and Willow Nightingale, and Zoe Stark, and Michelle McCool. All of them have birthdays on January 25th.
There you go. So we
those are your birthdays for January 23rd, 2025.
There you go. Got to close it out, baby. Jared Verse will get the Rookie Defensive Award. Happy to have Chop Rob on our team. Dan Campbell should be in Brazil having his head worked on. Then he'll reload. Yeah. Yeah. Tiffany Amber Thiessen was my first crush back in the day. That's a good crush to have. She is such a smoke show. Let's see. So the Dolphins interviewed Robert Prince for their wide receiver coach position. Coached the Cowboys since 22. Worked with Bevel in Detroit, which is always so important in today's world, especially in the NFL. It's kind of a who knows who business, and that's why a lot of people end up getting jobs. But I will say this. I don't know enough about Robert Prince, but I hope he has one quality. I don't know if he's going to get hired. I don't know if they're going to talk to a couple of other people or anything like that. But they need a strong character coach, because if they don't have one at wide receiver, they're going to have people step all over him. And that's what I'm hoping, that if you're going to make this change, which, okay, you've made it already. I don't know what was wrong with Wes Welker. I haven't necessarily found out why they were unhappy with Wes Welker. Was Wes Welker unhappy with them? I'm not exactly sure what went on there, right? But clearly, they didn't do what they wanted them to do. You know what I'm saying? And so they made a change. And you've got problems at wide receiver. You've got inconsistencies at wide receiver from top to bottom. And it's really important because you need to have guys that can adjust to this system as soon as possible, and that they can run the routes and they can catch the football on a consistent basis. Because if there's something that Wes Welker didn't do as a player, but yet his players do, is they drop the football. And they drop it way too much. And the wrist injury stuff is not an excuse. Tyreek Hill has been dropping footballs every single season he's been here.
And he tends to drop them in key moments. And that wasn't something I brought up this year. I've brought it up in prior years. And I've brought it up with Waddle. And it continues this year with Waddle. And he doesn't have a wrist injury. So whoever they hire, I'm not sure if it's going to be this guy, Robert Prince, or anybody else. It better be somebody that brings discipline to the table. Because the wide receiver position for the Miami Dolphins lacks complete discipline. We thank Anthony Chang. We thank the great Sean Stanley, Steve Calabro, of course, Mr. Brunetti. Without him, none of this happens. We thank our amazing sponsors. We thank all of you out there that tuned in. Those of you that donated, thank you, thank you, thank you. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. You can also make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. You can also make a donation through PayPal. Please visit our amazing sponsors like the Big Cheese or Canesware, where we were at yesterday. Of course, EJD Construction, Toyota of Hollywood, Sloman's Home Security. So many of our great sponsors. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Please visit and tell our sponsors you heard it here, because that helps us grow. We appreciate it immensely. We'll see you tomorrow morning. We're in studio. Same time, same place, same bat channel.